going pretty quickly. Thank you, though.
All right, back to the computer I go. Give it one more shot. Well, no one can say it's boring. I mean, $5 on that one.
Yeah, here's the one.
Okay.
Super chat.
And the draft picks that I have, the ones I have on the board haven't been taken yet. So
no, we're gonna have to
they're
answer
sliding.
20,000 questions about why we're not writing down all of the names. We know it's working now. Thank you. That's what we were working on for 20 minutes.
I was a computer tech, so yeah.
It's kind of like when our kids tell us stuff and we're like, thank you for letting me know. I've only been doing this for 20 years.
I only did tech support for years. So, and it was internet tech support. So there's nothing people can give me advice on when it comes to the internet I don't already know.
What's my drink? I have a selection of 3 different teas. Right now I have an iced tea. It's an iced chai. I forget. I have 2 other ones. And I forget which they are. One's a London Fog. I forget what I made the other one. And then I had a tea problem that one of the tea bags broke. And so it took me some time to get the tea leaves out of my tea.
I was trying to cheat this morning. I was like, I need to do Windows updates, but I'll just do the live stream first. That's not how it works. Because I had all those screens this morning of you need to do this. No, I'll just do the live stream. The hell you will.
Shannon tried telling the computer what it was going to do, and that's not how it works.
I'm not using the giant board because no. So Philly's been on the clock for a while. Because are they trading the pick?
Do you think St. Louis will trade Kyrou?
There's a lot of smoke around that. I wouldn't personally, but maybe. Somebody mentioned there was a trade I haven't looked at or paid much attention when it comes to the trades at this point. There will be another video done after. So Jordan Spence to Ottawa, 67th pick this year and a 6th in 2026. You know what? Ottawa gets really good value there. I like that trade a lot for Ottawa. I guess Blake Clark is ready.
Yeah, somebody said, but everybody online is a genius. Of course, everybody's always smarter. It really is. We have.
Do you think?
Teenage boys, an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old, and they like to do the same thing.
Are the Sabres not making trades because there's palm trees on the trade alert and that triggers Kevin Adams because they don't have palm trees in Buffalo?
Shows you guys are real like the rest of us. Keep up the good work. You're welcome.
I just like come in here just like, oh, let's do a bunch of updates. I like it. Yeah, you gotta do the updates.
What?
Hey, Bun. Hi, Licorice. How's my boy?
He says, I'm pretty sure it's treat time. Where's my treats?
You need treats, sweetheart?
What's Shannon's opinion on the Flames signing this morning?
That's a lot of money for a ball, but some guys are going to get paid.
The bunnies come running.
Some guys are going to get paid. You know, those are my fingers, sweetheart.
They hear the crinkle and they just run.
Yep. Pavlov's dog. The problem is anytime there's any crinkle, they run. So if I'm doing anything around here and there's a crinkle of paper, she's right at my feet. And they've got sharp little claws. So when she's trying to climb my feet, it's not as cute as with a dog.
Can somebody tell Yvonne's husband the stream is working? But in all seriousness, thanks for all the 2 of you do.
Thank you.
No expansion, please. Not for like 25 years. Oh, man.
Oh, the Crush Zero, I'm very excited. In Canada, it looks like they're keeping it. When they do limited runs, there's one expiration date. I now have cases with 3 different expiration dates, so I can stop collecting the orange.
That would be good.
I might have had 8 12 packs.
Oh my gosh, and I was trying to rotate them.
I had 8 12. I'm like, this is going to go away. Oh, Hayden Fleury signed an extension with the Jets. 2 years, $950,000 per.
Are you hinting at something by wearing a Pens jersey?
The Penguins have 6 of the top 100 picks, so they're going to be busy. Blake Fiddler goes 36th overall to Seattle. Look out, Bum Buns.
I feel like Yvonne gets an express pass to heaven for how much hockey she has to deal with. You guys have no idea. Do you think Fiddler was not drafted in the first round because of his last name?
It's tough with defensemen. It's tough to project with defensemen, but I will say I do think Seattle's getting good value here. Fiddler was pretty highly thought of.
You have a few people asking you about the San Jose pick. Do you know anything about him?
I don't. But I'm going to talk about
so many players being drafted.
I will get into Milton Gastrin drafted by Washington. Here's a second, eat Washington.
Hey.
Just a second. Hey. You Julianne Moore all of a sudden?
Getting kind of handsy there.
You're handsy. Milton Gastrin goes.
It's morning. In the morning, I look way older.
I find during the day I look older, and at night I usually look older.
First thing in the morning, I look way older. You can see all of the wrinkles. And
I just haven't figured out a different time of day where I will look older.
It's a problem with being older.
Yeah.
You just look older.
I look in the mirror and go, nope, that's not it. I don't know what that is, but that's not me.
Right? Thank you. The image I see, I feel like I look older first thing in the morning. Like all my skin's
think you look the same all day.
Something.
I think you look the same all day,
thanks.
Sweetie.
Thank you.
Does that help?
We need Yvonne in more videos. Her opinion on things you talk about would be welcomed. I don't know how welcomed
by
it
some,
would be. Yeah.
Not by all. And I really do my best to, I don't know if protect's the right word, but I'm the hockey guy, and so
like
she does a lot of the work off screen. Shield's a good word for it. Miko, defenseman, goes 38th overall to Philadelphia.
People do really good towards me in live streams, but when I am in an actual right, that's true. I used to be off screen because people were so horrible to a girl being in a video.
Yep.
But even when we do like actual hockey videos and I'm in it, the comment section, while there are some awesome people, there are some horrible people.
There was the power rankings where she didn't even speak.
Me in videos.
The power rankings where she didn't even speak.
Oh my gosh, that one was awful.
And it got like about 10,000 less views. And I was like, all right, done. Buffalo's trading their
girl,
pick.
Ew, cooties, right?
Yeah.
And because I don't own a penis, I clearly cannot be talking about penis
Well,
hockey.
you own one, just it's not yours.
We don't need that on the internet.
We're married, so clearly she owns one.
Oh man, the chat's just
Penguins are on the clock
now. Okay.
Based on Bill Guerin bungling Marco Rossi situation, how likely is he to be fired this year? It depends on how this season starts for them, and I don't get the feeling he's on the hot seat. Yeah, Guerin, I don't get the feeling he's on the hot
Shannon.
seat. What did I do?
The chat, man.
Well, you said you don't own one. I'm saying you definitely own one. It's not yours, but you own it.
Man, okay.
Okay, Pittsburgh's up next. We think
After Hours with THG.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna use your Voodoo Flames hate to crash the stream during Calgary's pick again. Man, I should have worn Flames today.
Oh,
I
not
wore
till
my
54th.
Because it's almost Canada Day, right? This is a family channel. We haven't said anything wrong.
I haven't heard Crosby rumors, but I know there's always Crosby rumors.
Always.
Thoughts on Royal Retro? Saw their website, eyeing up a couple of jerseys. Was wondering their product compared to other replicas. I can show that right here.
Oh, we have Royal Retros.
Here, show them this one. This is a Nordique I got from them.
Ta-da!
It's good.
So here, I'll do a little close up of the logo because that's where you can tell when jerseys are crap.
It's not like NHL level quality, but they're
good. But it's not bad.
Yeah, they're good.
Generally hate the necklines, but
Peyton Kettles goes to Pittsburgh at 39. Bit of a run on defenseman.
Need my rally towel for my eyes. It won't stop watering. It's cloudy, which means my allergies are worse.
Enchiladas or tacos? Tacos.
Oh, yes. The answer is yes. Buckle up the Flames hate.
I'll be right back.
Shannon got me the nicest Flames jacket. Was that for my birthday? Yeah. You got me a really nice Flames jacket. I really like the Flames stuff. Will we ever get another SDPN collab? That's up to them. And one of the big problems is they film really early in the morning, and they are on the East Coast. So the last time they wanted to do a collab with Shannon, it was like at 6 in the morning our time. And when he's up till like midnight after watching games and a review, that's just not doable. So it is challenging, but it's up to them. Oh, did the colors seem off? I don't think so. I didn't look at it compared to there are I've noticed on the Mitchell and Ness jerseys, their colors are off. Especially if you see them right next to an Adidas or a Reebok jersey.
Jack Murtaugh goes
The
to Philly.
Mitchell and Ness color. Pardon me? The Mitchell and Ness colors are different.
Malcolm Smith on the board.
Chai is tea. I have iced chai, and I have other tea. This one. I think this one's a London fog, and then I have another tea because this kind of goes on for a while.
Wine.
Thoughts on CBA extension?
I'll be doing a video on the CBA extension once we get more information on what's in it, what it looks like. I'm just glad we're not going to have a lockout. One more thing before I go, Shannon, make sure you tell TEG wrestling videos are great. Can you do more Doctor Who reviews? We can. We got to get caught up on Doctor
Who. We do. We're a bit behind.
Semyon Frolov, goaltender, goes to Carolina. I need to get in here for a second.
Pardon me.
Sorry, it's all from the Metro. So.
Excuses.
So Carolina drafts a goalie. I figured they might.
Mitchell and Ness is a Fanatics brand. But Mitchell and Ness used to be really good. They were my favorite hats. They had the best hats, though hats have really gone downhill in the past 6
But at
years.
least they're charging a lot more for them.
But their jerseys, I'm not impressed with their jerseys.
The jerseys are the wrong colors.
I really like Mitchell and Ness.
Yeah, the Mitchell and Ness are the wrong colors.
They are.
Even the second wave of them, I saw some of them at a local store, and they're the wrong colors.
What's your favorite way to irritate each other? I would never.
There it is. Sarcasm.
Whatever, you're sarcastic too. We're both very sarcastic people. We're very sarcastic people.
Me.
Our kids think we are hilarious because we'll do that. I'm the hockey guy. Hockey.
I'm Yvonne.
Yeah.
Knitting, crochet, knitting. Yeah. I'm so special. I'm Yvonne. Blah, blah, blah. Thoughts on Zito getting snubbed for Jam of the Year? Nil wins back to back. Zito doesn't care. He's got his cup rings. So the awards are great and fine and dandy, but you get your cup ring, and the rest of it doesn't matter.
It's still watching round one. That was ridiculous. Yesterday was ridiculous. I do not understand their thinking and having 5 hours. Did you guys fix those dangerous steps? No, Gabriel's working.
Daniil
Prokhorov working to fix them.
Goes to the Islanders. Yeah, it's dangerous back there. We've got so many Final Destination parts of this house. It's only a matter of time.
Are you guys gonna watch Night of Champions tonight? I hope it's actually good. WWE has been disappointing me lately.
It's in Saudi, isn't it happening like now?
By the way, I know it's a hockey stream, but I figured I ask.
I think since it's in Saudi, it's got to be happening pretty darn soon, if not now. Another trade.
I'm not a fan of. Well, I'm not a big wrestling fan, but I don't like the wrestling in.
What's
Saudi
Shannon's Holy Grail jersey he doesn't own? Do you think we'll ever feature NHL jerseys again, like Burger King jersey? The New Jersey Devils stadium jersey from, I want to say 2014 is the one I don't have. I can't find. And when I've seen it, it's been like $600, and I'm like, I'm not paying that for it. But I don't have it. Their most recent stadium for the Devils too, I don't have that one either because it just wasn't available. And than the prices guys want for it on the secondhand market is just absolutely and I understand why they're charging that much. They can't replace it, but I'm not spending that on a Devils jersey.
V jersey, talked about it at the Abbotsford game.
Ducks are trading Gibson. Oh, another Metro.
Shannon.
Grab on that.
He has the Flying V jerseys. He has those.
Oh, I got the Flying
One
V.
of the first games that we went to together.
Wish I had an Adidas Flying V. Darcy wrote
had me wear that hideous jersey. And he wore the yellow one, though. And I could see him. It was at Pacific Coliseum. I could see him from the other side of the Coliseum. I could tell where he was because he was wearing that monstrosity. See him on the other side of the arena. I thought it was the funniest thing.
Malcolm Spence goes 43rd to the New York Rangers.
Where are all the Finnish prospects?
You know, I did not mention it in yesterday's video, but I was surprised. No Finns taken at all to this point. We're up to 43. There hasn't been a Finn yet.
Somebody was pointing out in the live stream yesterday that there's not nearly as many Europeans in the draft class this year.
Much weaker for Europe side of things.
I wonder why.
I don't know. It's just very up and down.
A reason for it.
But 19 of yesterday's first round picks were Canadian.
A
lot of Canadian players.
There were quite a few people talking about how
a lot of Russians taken so far today. A lot of Russians.
Down year for Europeans.
Certainly seems like it, but there's been down years for Canadians because every time it happens, all the doom and gloom people are out of. Is Canada not the best anymore? I just want the best players. I don't care where they're from.
All these goalies taken before. Is that Rimpinen? It's crazy.
Goaltending is really, really tough in terms of projecting who's going to be a starter later because a lot of goalies don't come into their own until they're 24, 25. They're being drafted at 18.
Do you have a Halifax Citadels jersey? Don't you?
No.
No?
I don't have a Mooseheads either.
Okay. Why was I thinking you had one?
Because I have a bunch of St. John's stuff. I have a Newfoundland Growlers.
Oh, I know you do. Don't you have like 3 of them?
Yeah, and then they folded. So sorry, Newfoundland. I
did fault?
That. It is my fault.
We're not finished yet. We'll see.
Eddie Genborg.
Are you guys from Halifax?
No, I have family in St. John's. I have family in Ontario. I got like a cousin in Alberta, an uncle and aunt on the island.
My family is all from the Vancouver Metro, and then I have some like distance family in Manitoba, and that's it. I have very small family. Small family. Do y'all's kids wanna be in more videos? I know they aren't in many, just for safety reasons.
Not really.
No, they don't really care.
In the beginning.
They don't really care much.
In the beginning, yes.
Adelaide thinks it's kind of fun.
When we started dating, yes. Gabriel would mug a lot in the background in videos.
Well, yeah, it's because he's just a goof. Gabriel's our goofy boy. I am not from Idaho. That's a thing that Shannon started. I don't even remember how that started.
Well, first you were born in Idaho. Then I talked about it in live.
My mom has called me a couple of times asking me what Shannon's talking about. Who are these people? Is Idaho really contact? No, Mom. No. Don't worry. You know where I'm from.
Such an angry little
How many kids do you have? We have 3 kiddos that live at home. Got a 12-year-old daughter. Gabriel just graduated 2 days ago. We have a 20-year-old Malachi. He's special needs, so he will never, ever, ever move out. And then Shannon has kiddos from a previous relationship that are older. I'm trying to think. Noah moved out.
My daughter's turning 29 this summer.
She moved out 7 years ago, right?
Yep.
7 years ago. So, yeah, and then there's the older ones that don't live here because they're older.
Eric Nilsson drafted by the Ducks at 45th. I'm sorry. I love the Ducks jersey. I know there's people who think it's too orange. I think it's fantastic. I think it's wonderful. It's very unique.
Nah, we have enough kids. We're good on kids. I
Yeah.
frequently tell the kids I should not have children. I don't have enough patience for
There are
that.
times where like it's total chaos, and I just say to Yvonne, I don't think we should have kids.
Kids are obnoxious.
I'm thinking we shouldn't.
Mom.
Utah Mammoth are up next.
I'm with you, Shannon. I like the orange.
I do. I think they're great. You think you'll ever experience DC for a game? Oh, at some point in time, we want to do like a whole trip all over North America, but that's going to be when the kids are more independent and we're able to move more freely around the country.
We need at least 2 more children to move out before we can do stuff like that.
Max Seneca, defenseman drafted by Utah. Vancouver's on the clock. Come on, Canucks, don't trade the pick.
Still disappointed Utah isn't the Yeti. Do you agree?
Nope.
Yes.
I wanted Mammoth from the start. It would be sacrilegious of me to say that's the word, right? Sacrilegious.
It's not the word.
Yeah, when you're disqualifying yourself. It's sacrilege. Is it sacrilegious?
No. Yeah, there you go. It's sacrilegious. No, I still think the Yeti would have been so fun. Their mascot would have been fantastic. I hope Utah.
But they wouldn't have known if they were hockey players or cups. It's confusing.
It's not confusing. People aren't that dense.
They wouldn't have known.
I mean, some people are, but
Medvedev.
Rent an RV and do a road trip. I will
not. The Canucks took a goalie.
No, I hate driving. I am the only driver in our house. I'm not doing it. I hate driving. I drive enough as it is. No. Unless the RV is driving for me, I'm not doing it.
I'll learn to drive an RV.
Utah Snuffleupagus? Yeah, that'd be great. I don't know what Utah has to do with Snuffleupagus, but
I don't know.
Nobody would see him.
Go Snuff Go just doesn't hit very well.
Oh my God.
You'd have to explain that to so many people every game.
So
why are people chanting for Snuff? Okay, I need to explain this.
Do you think Zegras will flourish in Philly?
Which one? Zegras. I think he can. I think that he'll be in a better headspace. Clearly, the relationship between the Ducks and Zegras was broken. So a move to Philly should help him.
What do you think about Spence for Rangers?
Spence was the top-rated prospect that wasn't taken in the first round. So that's a good pick by the Rangers. At 47th, the Canucks took Alexei Medvedev, a goaltender. So good on the Canucks for getting a goaltender. Shane Van Sage just got drafted by Philadelphia. Right winger, 48th overall. I'm not writing them all on the board. We tried that once.
Yes, we did.
It did not go well.
You couldn't even answer questions. You were busy writing so much.
No, it did not go well.
Do any of you have road rage? No. I do this a lot.
Only
pull up.
Only when I'm playing racing games.
This is stop.
If I'm playing a racing game, there are times where I will get very angry. If it's the last corner of lap 5 and all of a sudden this guy's driving like Superman, I'm not happy. If I come out of that last corner in first place and then suddenly I'm second at the finish line, I'm not happy. There's lots of games that do that.
When I deal with a bad driver, I give him a thumbs down. That's a good idea. I should start doing that. I usually do this. There's a lot of bad drivers. There's so many bad
I have offered to flip off drivers as she's driving by and she's
I don't do that.
I've offered to flip them off.
I don't do that.
I'm a good husband that way. I offer to flip people off.
How do you deal with tailgaters? I tap my brakes.
Yeah.
It's usually a big herkin truck. Why is it?
Or one of those tiny little cars that you can't see at all.
You can't see them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. If I can't see your license plate, you are way too close. When is the next meetup?
Obviously not this weekend. We're looking at possibly next weekend.
Maybe.
So the Facebook page, it's always there. And then we post it on the community tab of the YouTube channel.
Oh, not brake checking. No, you don't do a brake check. That's stupid because you could end up with a vehicle in your bumper. You just tap your brakes so that your brake lights blink at them. I actually had somebody do that 2 days ago and they backed up.
Charlie Serrato, center, drafted 49th overall by the Carolina Hurricanes. So they did not draft a defenseman.
Do you think the Stars trade Jason Robertson?
They're probably going to end up having to. I think they'd prefer to trade Sagan, all things being equal. Sagan's contract is expensive, but there's definitely more value for Robertson. They have to create cap space. Dallas doesn't have a choice. If there's still a contender next year after all the moves they're going to need to get under the cap, then Jim Nill's easily the best GM in the NHL. But there's definitely some headaches that have been created by the Rantanen contract.
Love THG content as a baseball watcher as well. Any MLB content on Entertainment Guy in the near future? Maybe a video on possible MLB expansion location.
I could do that. I'm going to be doing some baseball stuff as we get into the summer. Yvonne's very excited. She can't wait for a baseball live stream.
Oh my gosh. That would be awful.
That would be, we've talked about this.
Not.
I told you before the live stream not to have this attitude when I bring up baseball.
I really don't like baseball.
Okay.
So boring.
We discussed this.
It is
as my assistant,
like the most boring sport to watch.
Okay, my assistant's not listening to me at this point.
So boring.
Okay, I don't want to have to dock your pay.
Just a bunch of men standing in fields.
Okay, I'm gonna have to dock your pay. I'm gonna have to cut you back.
No. Oh no.
Okay, now you're talking back. So that's gonna be a further dockage.
Oh, you think that's talking back?
More dockage.
Next time in Abbotsford, can I join in some street hockey? If
we don't generally have it in Abbotsford.
We don't. We've had like 2 meetups in Abbotsford ever.
Wait, is that an R in that last name? That is, isn't it? Fonderk? Is that Fondak? Yeah. Is that an A or an R? See the font? It can't be.
That's one of those names.
Fonderk?
We can't pronounce.
Conrad Fonderk? Oh, it's got to be Fondark then. You just add a vowel when you're pronouncing it. Fondrk. It's Fondark, isn't it?
But we normally have our meetups in Coquitlam, and
if you're in Abbotsford, you went too far.
Anybody is able to join in our meetups. Anybody.
Absolutely.
Gibson's a wing. Always like Gibson. I'm happy.
Yep. I'm just glad that all John Gibson speculation's gone, and it's funny because I wasn't reporting on it this year because I've got tired of it. I've got tired of reporting on John Gibson trade rumors. So maybe that's what helped.
Little too harsh on the baseball criticism, Yvonne. At least it's not football. Oh, I also don't like football.
Okay, we'll do a baseball live stream tomorrow. Yvonne will be fine with that.
Oh, you guys have way better comebacks than I did. I wasn't fast enough. American fan here. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated.
EP40 to Buffalo for Bowen Byram, Josh Norris, Ryan McLeod. And pick number 73, McLeod. I knew that.
It's McLeod.
I know.
Dear
I was just reading, not thinking.
What are you? Do we need to watch Highlander again?
No.
I think we do. I love Highlander.
I know.
I can't see the Canucks making that deal. I think the plan is to have Pettersson come into this coming season with a clean slate and bet on a bounce back because there isn't much of a market right now for Pettersson. But they want him to turn it around. So he'll get an opportunity in the fall. He's not on the market.
A lot of bad drivers everywhere, especially in Vancouver.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
There's some bad drivers. There's some bad drivers around here too.
I know what
we've got a corner in Abbotsford where you're supposed to keep going rather than stopping, and her reaction when people stop instead of just
it's a road I have to turn on all the time because it's near our house and it's its own lane. It is a turn lane. It goes into its own lane. It's the brand new lane and people stop at that all the time. And there's even a yield sign, which means don't stop. And then they'll sit there because there's cars over there. Go.
Okay. So Jordan Spence to Ottawa. I think that's a good pick. I think that's a good pickup for Ottawa. William Moore, center, goes to
LA
Boston.
Kings trade Jordan Spence to Ottawa. I'm reading the super chat.
Okay. All right.
Spence to Ottawa for 2 picks. You're welcome. We also have the problem in Abbotsford that people don't know what a stop line is. They leave like a car length or 2.
Yeah, all right.
It's irritating.
You okay?
I am.
You got it under control now?
I'm sure they can.
All right. William Moore goes to Boston, another center. So they're bolstering their depth down the middle in this draft. Good. Commit to a retool, Mr. Sweeney, please.
Yeah. I'm in Southern California. Driving laws and etiquette are just suggestions.
Yeah, LA. We've
LA
been
drivers are bad.
front row seat for some of the LA driving.
In Quebec, they stop after the line and in the crossing. We don't have that problem.
My favorite is when they stop at a stoplight short of the actual sensor, so the light's never going to change.
It's all the time. All the time.
I had in Chilliwack, I'd be walking to work and I'd see somebody sitting there waiting, and I just hit the walk signal because I'd be like, "You're going to be there forever. I'll go ahead and make the light change for you because otherwise it's not going to change."
They do. They stop way.
This light's broken. No, your brain is broken.
And then at a stop line, they'll leave a car length or two between them and the car in front of them.
Yep.
And then so it backs traffic up and people can't get to the turn lane, and it's so irritating.
Theodore Halsquith.
Yeah,
that's a great name.
People yield and emerge. Yep. It's also cool when people stop in the roundabout.
Minnesota's got a new favorite player for me, Halsquith, who they just drafted.
Oh. Halsquith.
It sounds like an insult from like old Merry England.
Oh, yeah.
I shall say, sir, you are nothing but a Halsquith. Why, I never. Halquith. Halquith?
There are terrible drivers.
I'm. You know what? He's changing his name to Halsquith. It's been bequeathed by me upon the world. Bequeath away.
Are there any trades yet?
John Gibson's off to Detroit. Jordan Spence is off to Ottawa. I will be doing a video after we're done this live stream going over the various trades that have taken place. But at least John Gibson, that whole thing with Anaheim is done. What are they bequeathing now?
Oh, they're just saying funny things in the comments here. Too many consonants in this year's draft, in my opinion.
Hallquist.
Do you think Marner would make Vegas more formidable?
Well, the problem is this. If Vegas is going to get Marner, they're going to have to move probably Hurdle, and they might have to move William Karlsson too. It's one of those things where you're moving multiple assets out to get a player. I don't know if you stay as strong. The same problem Dallas is having with the Rantanen contract. They're having to move so many players. I don't know that Dallas can be as strong next year.
Try driving in Quebec where a flashing green light means advance left turn, no green arrows. Nuts. Wait. The blinking green means something different?
Oh, it's French.
Oh, man.
Sacre bleu.
I knew that not all of the provinces had the flashing green.
Mon Dieu.
I didn't know that it meant different things in other provinces.
2 hours.
That is crazy.
Je suis fatigué.
Are you? Maybe you should go back to Quebec then.
It's not really an option.
I know not. We do have flashing green. Flashing green means that it's a street that the light doesn't normally turn to stop unless somebody touches.
So a lot of the time it's a pedestrian crossing. Yeah.
Which is really nice. So if you have to turn, all you do is you make your child get out of the car and go push the walk button, and it'll change to yellow and red, and you can turn. Ta-da! Hey now. Hey there.
What? No, they're in here. Why are you so paranoid? Okay, Cole McKenney goes 53rd. So that's a late pick for McKenney. These are in the order that Elite Prospects cumulative ratings had prospects that were still available for today in the draft. So I figured I'd track where those ones went. And then these were the top ranked goaltenders available.
Are any of the cats around? There's a
Hi, Bun.
Oh, there's Maple
sleeping up there.
On the tree.
Azrael's sleeping down here. So, Azrael's sleeping down here. Maple's sleeping on top of that tree there. And Bear's sleeping on the floor over by
She has a little nest.
The giant board.
Do you think the Flames will trade Rasmus Anderson today?
Not today. If Anderson's going to get traded, it's probably going to be during the summer. I don't think they're done trying to, make this work. Stockselius drafted by Calgary. What great names. I hope some of these guys make it because Stockcellius sounds like Latin for sell your stocks now. Stockcellius. Oh, it could be a Harry Potter spell for selling your stocks. Stockcellius.
Dork.
Stockcellius.
Oh, what happened? Why do you have a Penguins jersey on?
Nothing's happened. And the Penguins didn't pick any of the top prospects on this board either. So Nashville's up next. Stockcellius going to Calgary.
Do the cats like the bunny, or do kids like the cats or the bunnies better?
Yes.
They love all the animals.
Doesn't really matter.
They do really like the animals.
That's why I got a couple
Weasley
rabbits
takes
down
up
here.
accounting.
Hey, Bun.
We know the cats are the boss of the whole operation. I don't know. It might be the rabbits because the rabbits will definitely boss the cats around.
And Cinnabon started eating cat food. So she's getting a taste for meat.
She's going to be the killer bun.
She is. Soon. She's going to be a carnivore. We're going to go out and find her, killing mice in the backyard. Oh, that's what I had a horrible dream about last. Oh.
Came for the draft, stayed for the bad dad jokes.
Oh, I had a dream we went somewhere and it was infested with rats.
Ew.
And there were like dying rats Man.
Why'd you have
why did I have to remember that dream? That's not a great dream to remember.
I know you live in BC, but how would you describe your level of French understanding? I can pretty well.
There's a French version of The Traders in Canada, and I can watch it. They don't have English subtitles, and I can kind of understand what's going on because my French is okay, because it's traders, they start arguing and talking really fast, and then I'm like, and now I'm done. I don't know what they're accusing that person of. I don't, but I know like words. I know the words for liar. I know truth. I know like words that are important for traders.
I can understand French way better than I can speak French. I used to be able to speak French way better than I do now, but it's not too bad.
I took French from grade 1 until grade 10 because I was next to a military base. You had to know French.
I got to level 5 French, I think.
They want to make you say that so that it'll play Rats by Ghost.
Oh, we don't have an
That's
Alexa
a great
in this
song.
Room. That is a good song. But we don't have an Alexa in this room. And there's a reason, because it would go off when Shannon was doing videos. So we cannot have an Alexa in this room. We've got Alexas in other rooms, just not in here. Yeah, would that last like a whole day?
Yeah, it did not work. It didn't, because I'd be doing a video and then all of a sudden here, I'm sorry, I do not understand. Wait, I didn't say anything to you. Why are you talking to me? And no, I did not leave that in the video and upload it that way because that would just, no.
What pick does Vegas have in the second round?
Does Vegas have a pick? Oh, 58th.
Oh, yeah.
They're upcoming. They're 58th.
They're in 4.
Yeah, Nashville's on the clock at 55th. They've been taking a little while, though, so maybe this pick's going to get moved.
Getting into jersey collecting, do you think reverse retros ever become reasonably obtainable?
They were very limited edition.
They were one and done.
Very limited edition. The one thing that has happened, there are certain reverse retros that became third jerseys. So True. There's always the chance that the more popular reverse retros become third jerseys. Florida would be crazy not to use the blue third jersey with their old logo, or the blue, like the reverse retro with their old logo, not the light blue one, but the dark blue one. I think that'd be the most popular third jersey in the NHL.
Cats versus bunnies, crinkle ball hockey. Rabbits would win.
They play with the ball a little more than the cats do.
The cats wouldn't want to challenge them.
Not generally, no.
Has the draft been a cluster today like last night? It's actually moving.
No, it's going fast. It's at 54th already.
Firmly in the no camp, and I have no attachment to Hurdle, but what would the benefit of trading Marner for Carlson even be?
Marner's a top-end talent, and if you put him with Stone and Eichel, I mean, it's just ridiculous. The one thing is you're creating a team that then becomes top-heavy with your talent. You'll have depth issues, which we've seen in Toronto. And, I mean, I know Vegas has navigated big moves before, but that would be a tough one.
Should the Canucks blow it up?
They don't have to. They already missed the play. Just kind of keep things about the same this coming season. Maybe drop into that, bottom 10 and try to get into that. Maybe you get McKenna, maybe you don't, but at least be in the conversation for McKenna.
What does Edmonton do to fix their goaltending now that Gibson is off the board? I heard they were potentially interested.
There's Jake Allen on the free agent market. It's thin when it comes to goaltending. John Gibson was the best available amongst the goaltenders, and he didn't have a great season either. I think the Oilers are going to have to find a team that has a young goaltender that it works with. So Vegas just traded for the 55th pick from Nashville. Nashville drops to 58th. But yeah, it's going to be tough to fix goaltending in Edmonton this offseason. You're going to have to find a young goaltender somewhere that a team doesn't have room for. And don't say Shelovs, because I would die inside if Shelovs was playing in Edmonton and got a Stanley Cup. I would die inside.
Yeah, that would be sad.
So that's what's going to happen then, because it would just, like, I'd be very happy for him. I'd be happy to see Edmonton win a cup, sure, but not with the Canucks prospect goaltender. That would just hurt.
As a Canucks fan, how much are you going to miss Besser? He seems like a nice guy.
Besser's a great guy. I've never heard anything negative about Besser on or off the ice. I know there's fans that have, whatever issues with his skating and whatnot, but he's a great guy. They're going to miss him. I don't think you can replace what he brought to the team. And I wish him the best. Wherever he goes, I'm still rooting for him.
When are you coming to Australia? That would be awesome.
We've talked about that. Australia, awesome. The thing with Australia is it is so long to get from Vancouver to Sydney and a long time to get from Sydney back to Vancouver. And the amount of time you're losing and gaining.
Yeah.
And then how I would have to do videos to cover all that. The logistics get a little bit
tricky.
Yeah, but I do want to do it. Jacob is Wozniak, drafted 55th overall by Vegas. 18 years of age, 6'2", 190 pounds, shoots right. He's a center. 94th percentile in scoring, 93rd playmaking, 87th defense, 78th puck carrying, 72nd physicality.
You can see how I can barely see the screen.
Data comparables, Mika Zibanejad. I don't like the comparables. I've never liked comparables in the draft, and I try to avoid them because every player is different. I don't look at a player and go, well, he's exactly like that other player.
I like Adelaide in Australia, and you have a kid of the same name.
We've talked about it for that reason, too.
She would think that was so cool. She's in Girl Guides, and one of her guiders got a patch from a camp that was in Adelaide. So she's got a patch that says Adelaide on it, and she thinks that's pretty darn cool. Who did the Habs pick in the second round? They have 2 picks there.
The Habs, their first pick, wasn't one of the ones on the board, obviously. So was not considered to be one of the top remaining, but that doesn't necessarily mean a lot because this draft is
They gave him a jersey that still has the tags attached to it. So he just put it on and it still has the tags.
That makes it fun, though.
So you know it's fresh.
Montreal. No, they drafted Alexander Zarovsky at 34th. I keep adding random letters into these names, and I don't know why. I don't know why.
Because some of the names look like they're missing letters.
Yeah, Zarovsky, I want to say Zarkovsky. That, to me, sounds more. I'm going to talk to these kids about changing their last names just to make it easier for me to pronounce them.
There you go. I hope GM Verbeek gets his beloved New York Rangers job sooner rather than later. The guy is a bum.
That took a turn, didn't it? I hope he gets the job because he sucks. Ethan Zada. He's drafted 56th overall by Tampa. Zada's kind of a name if you get struck by lightning. That sounds like something like a noise you'd make if you get struck by Zada. Like it just so makes sense that he gets drafted by Tampa.
Is anyone falling in the draft?
Falling currently, Cameron Schmidt and William Moore have not been taken yet.
Josh is like, you substituted 2 letters in my name. He got the Joel. J and the O right, so that's what matters, right?
Yeah, Joel's funny that way.
Yeah, where's Vanna? We need to buy some vowels.
Vanna got sent home. She didn't get paired off last night on Love Island. She's gone. TJ picked Iris. So Vanna's gone. Remember?
She's such a dork.
She is. She's gone off Love Island.
I know.
I wonder if those four partied when they all left together.
Oh,
I would have.
Man.
I was like, man, we're off the cameras. Let's go party somewhere. Like, you got to get on a flight. No, you got to get on a flight. We're going to go party. We're in Fiji. I know what you're shaking your head about. You know I'm right.
Should the Devils have taken William Moore? Thoughts?
You know, when a player's dropping that much, there's usually a reason. There's usually something from either the scouts or the general manager, something they don't like. Maybe he didn't interview well, that kind of thing. Matthew Guard goes 57th overall to Philadelphia. So again, we've got these two players, Cameron Schmidt and William Moore, really dropping in the draft. So maybe it was something out of the combine. Maybe it was interviews. Something soured GMs.
Yep, everybody's saying William Moore to Boston. There's a whole lot of William Moore to Boston. William Moore to Boston. William Moore to Boston.
That's right, 51st. You must have distracted me. Just a second.
Right, because my fault. Pardon me.
What? I'm just getting the magnet.
There is not a magnet there.
What are you talking about? There is. All the magnets are in here. Anybody ever wondered, like, how many? This is just Montreal. These are just Montreal magnets. This is all Montreal magnets.
That's not all the Montreal magnets.
No, but that's the ones that I have for
size.
That's the ones that I have for this purpose. Well, because I'd run out every now and then, and I wanted to make sure that never happened again. Okay, so Cameron Schmidt's the one that's really dropping. Jack Ivankovic goes to, or Ivankovic, goaltender to Nashville, 58. So that's four goaltenders gone so far.
Wow.
Five goaltenders in the first 58, because there were 2 in the first round, 3 in the second round. That's a lot of goalies. So I think Crosby will pass Francis in career assists. Yep.
Why would Shannon want to get a computer from the Apple store? Then he'd have to have an Apple.
I don't want an Apple computer. I tried an Apple computer way back in the day, and I hated them. Everything was just anti-intuitive. I'm like, I don't want to have to.
My mom has an Apple phone, and I tried helping her with it at one point, and it's not intuitive.
I was like, everything's backwards. Why? And then like the mouse that it had, I was like, this is stupid. Well, no. See, if you do this, I don't want to do. I want to go back to a Windows, and that was it.
We do make our own magnets. Every once in a while, we get magnets that are already magnets, but most of them are magnets.
The ridiculous one is Vancouver. Vancouver is kind of ridiculous because there are so many different logos that they've used over the years. So the Vancouver one, it regularly spills out. So I have to be very careful with that one.
So most of them are already decals. We get them as decals, and then we put them on magnets.
Or decals, as people say.
We're not American, so they're decals.
Wojtek Sihar goes to LA. And I understand, too, that him being Czech means it's probably not pronounced Sahar, because they sometimes pronounce things the way that they don't look.
Forever ago, it has had to have been like 6-7 years ago. We did a video on how we made magnets. Our very first magnets I made with the wrappers from the Easter Kinder eggs that had all the hockey logos, and they had like 3 different sizes of all of the logos on the foil that wraps the big Kinder eggs, and I cut them all out, and it was such a pain because it rips really easily, and I put them on the magnet sheets.
So magnets. So making. I'm always making more magnets for things that I don't know what I'm going to use them for yet. So as I make them, like for instance, this one here, where it's clearly like you're planning things out, and I'm going to use that for timeouts, but I don't have enough boards for that.
Some of them, if they're like the old ones or if they have foil on them, I'll laminate it first. To do all sorts of things. We used to be able to get the magnets from the dollar store, but I think I bought all of it. I was going to all of the dollar stores and getting all the magnet sheets, and then they
I bought 'em
never
all.
brought them back. Yeah.
Yep, I bought them all. They got tired of me buying all of them. So they're like, fine, we'll just stop ordering them.
Where do you store all your boards? How many do you have? So many. There's a bunch right here. We have a bunch. Oh, see, you can kind of see them.
There's 6
There's
here.
right here.
There's 6 here.
There's
7,
more
8,
right
9,
there.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
There's
20,
like
21,
three over
22,
here.
23. I can see
We have
23
more.
from here.
We have a not a
24.
garage.
I can see 24 from here.
And there's more in there. Yeah.
I have about 30 up because you never know what you're going to need a bunch of boards for. And they're all the sizes. And I've explained to her at times, like a huge box will show up at the door. And I'm like, they sent it to me for free.
Came free.
I bought enough that they sent me a free one.
Bought so many boxes of markers, they sent me a free whiteboard.
I have stopped ordering markers. I've stopped because I have
many.
I have a lot of markers.
Boxes. Like there's boxes.
See what she's talking about is, and you'll hear the rabbit chewing on cardboard. Very often it's this box here that is, these are the black markers I use for all the reviews because I know I don't ever want to run out of black markers.
We also have boxes of the colored markers and so many boxes.
Well, I have a whole like desk that's full of them.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Bins.
What would it take for the Sabres to get moved? There's a few things. First off, the Board of Governors would have to sign off on it. You'd have to have an owner with deep pockets suggesting a better market. And you'd have to have Bettman behind it for it to really get that steam for him to sell it to the Board of Governors. Lastly, Boelius gets drafted by the Ducks, 60th overall defenseman.
There's a bun at your feet.
What happened, Bun?
Oh, we know how to get off permanent marker if you accidentally use a permanent marker.
Here's Bun.
He's sweet girl.
Liam Pettersson drafted 61st overall by the Boston Bruins. So I'll have a Pettersson on Boston to go with all the Petterssons.
More Petterssons.
And Vancouver. Is Dallas going to get a Pettersson too? Because that had just closed the skull.
Boards, we get most of the boards on Amazon. Sometimes we get them from Staples. Same with
a
markers.
lot of the time I get boards
the
because they're on sale. So I'll tell her they have a sale on boards today. So I might have got another whiteboard. But during the regular season, 8 of those boards are used for the reviews.
Damn it, Vancouver needed them. Yes, we need a collection of Petterssons. Collect all of the Petterssons.
Carolina drafts Ivan Ryabkin, a center. I remember seeing his name on one of the draft lists. I think I saw him in a first or near the first round of one of the draft lists.
He's not wearing a suit jacket. Any chance Marchand signs back with the Bruins?
No, I don't think that ended well. Everybody came out saying all the right things. I don't think that ended well. I think the Bruins lowballed him. And that something like that, when you've played for a team that long, sticks with you. I think there's more of a chance of Marchand signing in Vancouver, and he's not coming to Vancouver, than going back to Boston.
Yeah, not right that Vancouver didn't draft Pettersson this time, right? Need all of them, and then they all have to have the letter for their first name. Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. So I go to the Abbotsford games, and one of the Petterssons plays for Abbotsford's, and they have the E Pettersson. And I've heard several people that are like, wait, he's in Abbotsford? Why isn't he on the first line? Wrong guy.
I don't understand why they put E on the back of his name when both of them start with E.
Yes, because the original doesn't have to have the E.
See, and I understand they have the same first name, but there's got to be some kind of distinguisher. Like we had Adams, and then we had Greg C. Adams.
Right.
So, like, we could tell them apart. And in this case, it's not the case. You got to have something to tell them apart.
Or all of your jerseys, pens, boards, tax write-offs. Yes. Because they're business things that you wouldn't be buying. Shannon wouldn't have all of these jerseys without the channel. We certainly wouldn't be buying 10,000 boards and markers.
I don't have nearly the tax write-offs most businesses do. Because I don't travel.
We don't.
I don't need to buy a bunch of office supplies outside of markers. I don't need to buy markers anymore because I have them all. I didn't buy jerseys like I used to because I have them all.
True. That's true.
So, So now it just goes to RRSPs. So, hi, Bun Bun. How are you? How you doing, Rabbit?
Where did you get the cool clock? Oh,
I got that on
way.
Amazon. It's funny too because I love that clock. I think it was like $20 on Amazon. I got one for me, one for her. I got it for her so when she's doing the treadmill, she knows the time because she never has very much time.
That's true. I have to fit it in a certain amount of time, and so I wanted a clock so I didn't have to try and check my phone.
Ben Kevin goes 63rd overall to New Jersey. So 2 first names.
Are the bunnies and kitties considered tax write-offs? They are not.
Sadly, no. And even the cat trees are not.
Treats, that would be good.
I tried to argue to her, like, okay, the cats are in these videos, so the cat trees are write-offs, and she just laughs, so they're not.
No, they're not. I used to work in financial security, so I know a lot of the money stuff. Luckily, that helps a lot. Assuming you'll get a PWHL Vancouver jersey. Of course.
Yes. I think we'll probably have 3 of those jerseys in this house because she's going to need one.
Yeah.
Adelaide's going to need one. And they have a roster. They could win the championship the first year.
I am so excited. They've got a fantastic team. Yay. I want to know what the team name is going to be.
Tennis Luke Koblar, drafted 64th overall by Toronto. Tennis Luke Koblar? That, to me, that sounds like an anagram.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Tennis Luke Koblar. What? Okay, there's got to be an anagram for that. There has to be.
Shan gets every Pedersen jersey. Maniacal laugh.
I do have 2 for EP40 for Pedersen number 40 with Vancouver. I have 2 of his. I also have 3 Bessers, and now sadly
Yvonne should do PWHL reviews and be the hockey lady. I don't have time. I do not have time. I don't have time.
My intention this coming season is, so this year there were nights where we went out and I would do the review when I got home. I did not see a significant difference in the numbers on the reviews when I wasn't even home to watch the games. So I'm going to scale back a lot on the reviews in terms of notes and all that. I'm scaling it back. I'm going to shorten the videos up probably a little bit, not a lot, because I do tend to get really chatty when I don't have notes keeping me on track. But I will be doing more PWHL focused content.
I'm really excited. Vancouver's going to be an awesome team.
But
they're going to be really fun to watch. They got some really good players. And I know there's people that are fans of other teams that did not like how many players they lost because they could only protect so many.
Oh, New York and Ottawa got destroyed.
I know. One of my friends is an Ottawa fan, and she messaged me and she was like, "Oh my gosh, your team's going to be great." Like, oh, I'm so excited. That'll be so fun. That'll be fun.
Yeah, as soon as they got Sarah Nurse, that's what showed they weren't messing around.
Oh my gosh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
It will be a fun team to watch. Will TEG be watching the women's Euros?
Probably not.
Is that on at a time?
It is like a time constraint.
That's,
and then during the summer, like I'm in a hurry to do all the things and watch all the things because once October rolls around, I don't have that.
We have to fit in all of the we just want to do things for like 2 months. So, yeah.
Because during the regular season, there's times where I'm like, does this qualify as a date? And I get a dirty look from her. No. Does it qualify as a date? You haven't put a ring on my finger in how long? I need more earrings, sir. You knew what you were getting when you married me.
Need more earrings.
Like she'll just walk over and casually go, you seen what's on Pandora today? Because Pandora has this really fun stuff.
I do not.
They have this new Disney collection that, I don't know, some really thoughtful husband's probably going to get for his wife.
Such a dork.
And if you want to be a thoughtful husband, you should probably get on that. And then maybe you get a reward later.
No, okay.
Like me, not
Nope.
nagging you again about buying these.
I would never say those words.
Not on camera.
Ever. No. Vancouver has a bottom 6 of top 6 forwards. I'm not happy as a Fleet fan. Losing night is the most heartbreaking loss of a player I've experienced.
They had a tough choice with
Vancouver.
With Hillary Knight, they had a tough choice because Hillary is a very talented player.
Oh, yeah.
However, they had to protect a younger forward. I totally understood why they did what they did. Also understanding Fleet fans not being happy. But that expansion draft, did you see how many players they were allowed to protect?
Yes, wasn't
3.
it 3?
Can you imagine if the NHL did that?
I know, that's nothing.
Can you
That's
imagine
nothing.
if the NHL said, okay, we're expanding and you can only protect 3 players? The internet would melt down. So would the GMs. GMs would melt down too.
Was I a hockey fan before I met the hockey guy? I was. So my children, all 3 of the kiddos that live in this house, are from previous marriages. Adelaide was 2 when we met, right?
Yep.
And then so my kiddos were 2, 8, and 10 or 11. I had my kiddos in hockey when we met. I was the person that did the scoreboard at that time.
I used to record the
yeah.
kids' hockey games.
Yep.
And post them to the channel. It was for the parents of like the grandparents.
Yeah. Yeah.
For family and just for fun. I used to do that.
Growing up, for my birthday, my grandmother would take me to hockey games. I used to go watch hockey with my grandmother, who was a very big hockey fan. She loved hockey, and she was very insistent that as a Canadian, you have to watch hockey. That is what Canadians do. You watch hockey. So that's what we would do. So yeah, I did like hockey before.
Kieran Dervin draft center at 65, and then Nathan Bem goes to Chicago at 66. I used to know people in my church named Bem. I wonder if it's any relation. I'm guessing not.
I would guess no.
Probably not.
Actually, like the Coyle trade for Blue Jackets, him and Sillinger as your 3 and 4 center isn't bad at all, and they need a right shot center.
I'm just surprised at what Columbus gave up. I was surprised they gave up as much as they did. I thought that they could have probably given up less in that trade. I don't think there was a lot of teams clamoring for Coyle. I might be wrong, but I felt like Columbus paid a hefty price there.
I felt the Fleet needed to protect Mueller. I was willing to let Keller go in favor of Knight with Wynn in the draft, but 3 was just cruel.
Yeah.
It is tricky with so few teams and having 2 expansion teams. That's a lot. Yep. It's a large percentage of players that would need to be moved around. Yvonne, did you ever play hockey yourself? Only casually. I played roller hockey a bit, but
I've always been a casual too. When it
most
comes
of
to hockey.
Most of my childhood, I had broken legs or was in a wheelchair. I was in a wheelchair for a few years, and I was on crutches and had casts on for many, many years, like 6 years of my, like most of my teenagerhood. I had broken legs, so that was not an option for me.
Kings are on the clock.
Any Abbey Canucks getting called up? Baines, maybe?
Carlson's on a one-way deal next year. Carlson's got to be on the Vancouver Canucks after the run he had with Abbotsford. Ratu will get a chance. Ratu should get a chance. He's developed into a pretty good checking forward. And I think Baines does get a chance to play for them. And if Di Giuseppe sticks around, he'll get a call-up or 2 as well.
Never forget your roots, Yvonne. Idaho's Miss Potato.
See, and I like to think that when you were in high school, you were Professor X.
That's not what my friends called me. They just called me Crippy. Yell that across the school.
And yet, if anybody else said it was, hey, only we can call her that.
Yeah, no, they totally did. Yeah, nobody else. One of my friends, she really, really stuck up for me. If anybody said anything at all disparaging about my legs or something like that. Crip, not a blood. Yeah, I had a very, very protective friend. I can remember one time I had a big old frame, the frame with the wires going through your legs, you know, like you see in movies. Like, yeah, it was very painful. And there was somebody that made a comment about how I should cover that up and people shouldn't have to see that. Like, yeah, that's my concern. and
Wait.
she just went off on him.
They're interviewing Eiserman in the creepy room via like a Zoom.
With really bad lighting.
This is so bizarre.
Really bad lighting.
This is so bizarre. Did they not have a reporter in Detroit to ask him a question? Like, you got it. Like, why didn't they get like the beat reporters that are not the rinkside reporters?
Why don't they show us the camera that's actually on him instead of showing us a camera on the screen?
Right. Like, I'm trying to figure out why the NHL teams didn't have their rinkside reporters who are normally on the broadcast.
Yeah, they could.
To ask them questions. Hey, so you did this. Like, I'm confused. It's not like it would cost that much to bring them in.
Because they have this whole creepy room. They need to use it more.
But it looks weird.
It does. It looks really weird. How much trade value does Demko have? You think someone would give a second for him, knowing about the injury stuff?
Demko's status is definitely hurt by the fact that people know he has a knee issue. If the Canucks were to decide to move him, they're not going to get full value unless a team would probably want to see doctors' reports and maybe do some tests themselves. All the indications are Demko wants to stay and they want to keep him. So I think Shilovs is probably the one that goes. Ministry
of Poor Lit Rooms. NHL draft horror movie when? They've already got their set. So
it's just so bloody weird. Like this, I understand you've got this cool screen and you want us all to see it, but do something normal.
Will any wrestlers show up today?
It's like weird. Bailey could just come out and smack him in the back with a chair. No, we're taking this pick from Detroit. Like I don't get it.
Make it more exciting. I don't think they have celebrities today.
No, they don't care. It's round 2. They're into round 3 at this point.
They don't need it to be 5 hours today.
But they're delaying whatever's going on in the draft for this interview.
That's true.
So the draft's been stopped for this interview with Steve Yzerman. Oh, I think I hear a Bill Daly announcing something. Maybe they didn't stop it. Oh, it's Carolina. Never mind. Carolina always takes forever.
That is weird having him talking to the screen like that.
Like all they
and
need,
he's got his earpieces on his back. Why is his earpiece
Kurban Limitov drafted? Kurban Limitov. That sounds like some kind of like Limitov, like turn the limit off. Defenseman drafted 67th overall by Carolina. There's some really weird names in this draft.
What did the Kings get for pick from Kane?
Right. You mean that in the Spence trade? Oh, geez, it's already gone into round 3. What did the Kings
get for the pick from the Kings?
I don't know which ones they got for that. Let me look, see if there's anything. They don't have anything in the second round that I can see.
Yeah, post in all caps. I do not read. I don't answer people that yell at me. I have children that talk disrespectful enough to me as it is, and I tell them the same thing. I don't respond when you speak like that. So, same online. I don't respond to yelling.
What are you chewing on? Fine. What you chewing on over there? I hear chewing, and it always makes me a little bit nervous.
What are you eating? Why are you guys talking about the temperature? 105. That's stupid.
It's 19 Celsius here, which is around
inside.
70.
I think it's about the same outside. No, it's colder outside. It's 16 outside here.
Yeah, it's nice.
Do you think the Stars could trade up in the draft and trade Dumba?
I don't know that Dumba would get them a pick. I think they'd have to give up a pick, and moving that contract is not going to be easy at all. Really is not going to be easy. That's going to be a tough one.
19 is nice. That's why we have our indoor temperature set to 19.
See, and then what's going to be fun is going to be, so when it gets to be winter, you guys will be able to see just how cold it is in here when I make videos.
It gets cold.
It can be really chilly in here when I'm doing videos.
It's 32 in Italy. I heard that Europe was having quite the heat wave. Because I was seeing in Paris this week, it was about 30, 31. I was thinking, holy crap, I hope it's not that hot in August.
Shouldn't be.
I mean,
Shouldn't be.
It could be. 30 is too hot. That is not going outside weather.
I have all the Thrashers jerseys. All of them.
Petition to get Shannon to wear a Thrashers jersey. Yeah, the Thrashers jersey's nice. I really
They're
like
fantastic.
the Thrashers. You have an authentic one too. It's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I had a Thrashers jersey before Shannon did, though.
I eventually got it.
You did eventually.
But yeah, it took a while. It took years. You had that bragging right on me for years.
I did. Hey, Shannon, thanks for wearing Coyotes gear in one of your recent videos. Keeping the spirit alive. Hope they'll be back.
I'll still wear Coyotes jerseys where I can. I like Coyotes jerseys. And I know there's a lot of fans that don't like to hear it, but the NHL will at some point go back to Phoenix.
What's 30 in Fahrenheit? That'd
About
be
90.
like 90?
Yeah, about 90.
Times 2 add 30 gives you really close approximate.
Or
Was 39 out here in Paris last week. Oh, I figured Ontario. Oh my gosh, 39?
Yep.
I think it's only got that hot like once. What was that, 4 years ago when we had that insane heat wave where hundreds of people died?
Where we were really hoping our air conditioning held on. That was when we got air conditioning.
Bad. Yeah.
We were like, we have to have air conditioning.
That was awful, but I can't imagine.
Boston's on the clock with number 69. Will Reynolds, a defenseman drafted 68th overall by Seattle. I haven't seen Cameron Schmidt's name yet that I can remember.
Everybody's telling us how hot it is everywhere. Oh my gosh.
Heat dome.
Okay,
yeah, it's hot almost
right
everywhere.
now it's 16 degrees here. We are an hour outside of Vancouver, and this is why people visit Vancouver and move here. This is why everybody is moving to BC because it doesn't get stupid hot and it doesn't get stupid cold. Our winter usually stays right about 5 degrees.
Like the rain can be a lot, but honestly, I'd rather be in comfortable temperatures.
I saw this year, Abbotsford, we're number 4 rainiest city in Canada this year.
Joel put in a super chat.
You know when Anakin is screaming at Obi-Wan and he turned Padme against him and he would not take her from him? That was me in the expansion draft. Oh, that would be sad. Sorry. I get it. That would be very, very disappointing.
Yeah, I can't imagine if the NHL had an expansion draft with only 3 players allowed to be protected. Fans would melt down.
See, I think it's even worse than that, though, because it's like the players, there's so few comparatively. And so it's concentrated talent.
Yep.
There's so many good players. So you have to lose some really good players.
Yep.
It's 27 in Winnipeg. Oh, my goodness. You guys.
See, and then you open a window in Winnipeg and you got bugs coming in all over the place.
It's hot.
At least that's what I've heard. I've heard the bugs are really bad in Manitoba.
We also don't have all the bugs, which is weird because it's so wet here. We really don't have all of the bugs. In southern BC. In northern BC, they've got those horrible black flies and tons of mosquitoes. We don't have that here. Thank goodness. And that's why everybody moves here.
They got bull riding on TSN.
No.
Do you want to check that out for a couple minutes? What about the Twins and the Tigers?
What sport's that?
Baseball.
Okay, no.
Oh, that kid caught that foul ball. The ball boy.
Bugs aren't too bad in Winnipeg. Outside is worse. My best friend's moving to Regina next week. That's sad. I'm sad
off the wall.
her. She has to live all the way over there.
I put baseball on for a second.
Yvonne hates everything related to cowboys. LOL. That might be pretty accurate.
That's actually
I never thought of it that way, but sounds
country
accurate.
Music.
I really don't like country music. It makes me irrationally irritated.
What about men dressed like cowboys?
No.
Do you find that a good look?
Nah, not my thing.
Yeah, well, we'll disagree a little bit because
you like men dressed like cowboys?
No, I was gonna say
you heard it here first, guys.
But it's very typical though for guys to like, you know, a woman with a cowboy hat and the cowboy boots.
Common
and all
for
that.
guys to like girls dressed in anything.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
Wait, Montreal's on the clock. Boston traded the pick. Cowards.
Would you rather see Vancouver in a cup final game or Canada versus US in the next Olympics in person?
Vancouver in a final game.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah. He's eating Pop-Tarts.
I'm eating the one I didn't eat last
cardboard.
night. The one I ate last night. I'm eating the other one.
Have you
Hayden
sorry.
Papanekis, drafted 69th overall by the Montreal Canadiens center.
Have you ever been to a rodeo?
Yeah.
No desire. Absolutely no. None.
I like cows.
Yes.
It always looks mean to me.
I like animals.
I know, soft and all that. It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't. I'm not impressed with somebody wrestling down a calf.
No.
I'm not impressed.
No. Vancouver riot jokes, not funny. Sorry, not funny.
No, and Abbotsford won a championship and nothing bad happened. So
stop with the Pop-Tarts. It'll crash the stream.
I had that thought when I picked it up to eat a piece of it. I thought, I really hope this doesn't mess up the live stream.
So icky.
The Rangers draft Sean Barnhill, 70th overall. Do you think he's from a farm with the name Barnhill?
I would assume that his ancestors are. From Texas, completely disagree with y'all, but still love you guys. That's all right. I like cows. I like turtle vibes. That's okay.
I do though. They're so dumb. They're just so sweet and dumb.
We had cows growing up.
They're sweet and they're dumb.
They're sweet. You gotta watch. They don't step on your feet because they won't notice.
I remember my favorite comedian saying you could hunt cows with a hammer because they'll just stand there and watch you. But he was one too that said you could hunt turtles with a screwdriver.
Oh God, that's awful. Yeah, that's awful. I also enjoy Pop-Tarts because we couldn't have them as kids. I couldn't have any of that as kids either, and I think a lot of the instant food is gross.
It's a little bit of snack.
Shannon tells me it's because I didn't grow up with it, because to me it doesn't taste like food.
Yeah.
Most of the instant stuff. I remember the first time I had instant pudding, and I thought it was just, like, at first when we're making it at a friend's house, I thought it was so cool. You just mix it with water,
Pens
pudding, but then I tasted it and it's nasty.
The Pens acquired Connor Clifton from Buffalo. So Buffalo's changing out their defense altogether. I will do videos on all the trades as well.
Your likely destination for Marner? Will we see the signing break at midnight on July 1st or take some time?
It's going to take some time. Marner wants to decide. He wants to review all of the potential options for him. So, yeah, it will take some time. I really think he's going to end up in Vegas somehow. That seems to be the front runner. He apparently has been in Vegas. They want him. They can't talk contract with him yet, but it definitely sounds like that's where he's probably going to go.
You think a cow is sweet. A cow will stomp on you with no problem whatsoever. That's because they're dumb.
That's where the dumb part comes in. It's like deer. Deer are really stupid. Deer will run you over.
I grew up with cows. We had cows. I grew up on a tiny, tiny little farm. We had cows. We had to milk cows. I hated it. Hated it so much. Cows are sweet animals. They are dumb, though.
Like
Yvonne, what is Shannon's most hated food? Watermelon.
Ugh, it's the smell, and it's the texture. It's melons in general.
He's also not a fan of vegetables. If it's green, probably doesn't like it.
I like pickles. That's a vegetable.
Pickles are great.
Pickles are vegetables.
6:40 p.m. here in UK, and it's still 30.
That's not pleasant.
That's
not pleasant.
Did you guys watch the Pop-Tart movie with Seinfeld? No.
If you lost me at Seinfeld.
Yeah, as soon as it's Seinfeld, that's a no.
I'm like, okay, I know what the humor is going to be, so.
Yes, instant puddings with milk, and it tastes gross.
I love instant pudding, but that's one of the things where I grew up with it.
I said water, I meant milk. It tastes gross.
I grew up with it. She didn't.
Nah,
so
it's gross. Instant food tastes icky. I prefer real food. Shannon, what's your favorite Pop-Tart?
Blueberry.
Oh, man.
See, she doesn't
Oh.
like the flavor, that artificial blueberry.
Oh,
She
it's
hates
so
that
gross.
flavor. I love it. I think it's great.
And we live in blueberry land. We live in the land of blueberries. Instant blueberries are
Excuse
just
me,
wrong.
lady. I ate some of that blueberry raspberry tart you made.
It was delicious.
So,
how old was the computer that died? Gosh, you've had that one for quite a few years.
5.5 years, and it runs every day, most of the day. So it ran a lot. It was definitely getting close to its expiration date. So, but I've ordered a new one because I have to have a backup. This is my job, so I have to have a backup. Everybody freaked out when I used my phone earlier, so I have to have a backup.
Cantaloupe is the best. You are wrong. I don't like cantaloupe.
I'm not a fan of cantaloupe.
I don't like cantaloupe. I love honeydew.
I know you have to knock on it because that commercial was on every 10 seconds during the Stanley Cup. So, but I already knew that.
Oh, do you like rhubarb? Yes.
I've come around on rhubarb. Yvonne forced me.
He said he didn't like it, so I made stuff with rhubarb, and so far he's liked everything I made with rhubarb. So I think he just didn't like how it was cooked. Kind of like how when I was little, I thought I didn't like spinach. Turns out I just don't like boiled spinach.
I don't mind spinach, but it has to be like Subway's changed the kind of spinach they use, and I don't like the spinach they're using now because it's got the stems and everything, and I'm not.
Oh, maybe it's not young spinach then.
No, I'm not a fan. So I stopped getting. I was getting spinach on my subs.
There's got to be more green food that Shannon likes.
Lettuce, iceberg lettuce.
That does not count as a vegetable.
I can stomach cabbage.
Honeydew is just literally a worse cantaloupe. It is not literally. Nah, I really like honeydew.
Noah Reed taking 72nd overall.
Shannon doesn't like green peppers. No.
No.
He doesn't like green beans. He'll eat peas if they're in things, though.
I don't mind peas.
You don't pick them out.
I don't mind peas. But it's got to be the canned variety.
No, he won't eat asparagus.
Yeah. Why would somebody do that?
He looks really
I love beets.
weird.
Beets are great.
Looks really weird at me when I make Brussels sprouts because I love Brussels sprouts.
I used to like when I was a kid that I'd have the mashed potatoes and the beets, and so my mashed potatoes would be all purple because they'd soak up the beet juice. Pink. Great.
Any spicy pepper? Oh, arugula? No, I don't like arugula. I tried.
Spicy peppers. I like jalapeno flavoring. I don't like an actual jalapeno. It always makes me. There was a time that I got a burger once from, I think it was Burger King. And I knew it was a spicy burger, and it said it was jalapeno, but I expected it was going to be the sauce.
Yeah,
and I bit into it thinking that it was pickles on it. Nope, full jalapeno pepper. And I could not have spit that out faster. I'm like, oh my god, that just my whole mouth was burning.
Oh, raw snap peas, those are great. I always grow a bunch of the sugar snap peas in my garden. Do any of you have the genetic that makes cilantro taste like soap? Nope. I grow a lot of cilantro too because the kiddos and I love cilantro. Shannon doesn't. It's green, so broccoli, no.
Charlton Trethui, like the street.
Oh.
Drafted in the third round, 73rd overall. Trethui's a road in Abbotsford.
One of the big roads.
I wonder if he's named after the road.
Grilled asparagus is the best asparagus by far. Or pickled asparagus.
No asparagus is the best asparagus.
Grilled asparagus is really good.
It's a no for me,
Agreed.
dog. I like meat, though. Meat's my favorite. Give me all the meat. Almost, well, no, not all of it.
Oh, tamales or enchiladas? I'd say tamales.
I'd go with enchiladas.
I don't think Shannon eats edamame either. Have you ever had edamame when I make? Probably not. I didn't think so. Oh, zucchini bread. Do you like the
I love zucchini bread. Zucchini bread's delicious.
I always grow zucchinis too because I really like zucchini.
But she's not a big fan of a lot of fruits.
Well, no,
bananas.
That's not true. I don't like bananas. I like most fruit. I don't like bananas and I don't like cantaloupe. I like all the other fruits, don't I? I'm trying to think of any other that I don't like.
You're picky on cherries.
Well, I like them actual cherries. I don't like them canned and coated in sugar and all of that.
See, so you're.
Oh, I do
picky.
not. No, if it has any banana, anything, I will not eat it. I don't.
I've tried.
No banana, nothing. Mexican or Indian
She won't
food?
even try like the banana.
Indian food. No,
banana
if it's
pudding.
banana, no. God, no. No banana, nothing. No smidge of banana, no banana, zero banana.
What about
no.
that fake banana
They're the
flavor though that they use in candies?
So gross. No banana, nothing. Raspberries, my favorite. I love raspberries. We have a bunch of raspberries right now.
74th pick,
season.
Luca Romano, the Islanders center.
We live in Berryland. That is a huge thing that grows here. We've got strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries.
Blackberries are everywhere.
We have we have wild blackberries. You just go and pick them. They do not spray blackberries here.
Nope.
So you can just go to a park and pick blackberries. And we also have the bunch of thimbleberries that you also just pick in the park. Our fridge, we have so many berries right now because it's berry season.
There's a lot of cherries around here too.
Well, those are mostly in the interior. We don't have a ton that grow here.
The cherry trees.
We do have some. We don't have tons though. Blackberries are great. When I was younger, my blackberries were my absolute favorite.
And they grow more apples now in the valley than they used to. They used to grow apples a lot in the valley, but there was like some pest that came in to the area and it offed them all.
There was whole orchards that had to be chopped down.
Yeah. That was before my time. I learned about it in class.
Indian food is meh. Then you're eating the wrong Indian food.
Not if you have good butter chicken is good butter chicken.
Indian food is
delicious.
Fantastic. And we happen to live in an amazing
I'm a picky eater,
area
but there's some really good Indian food.
For Indian food. So good. Yep, they're great.
And if you want desserts that aren't as sweet, their desserts are not as sweet. At least I find.
Well, some of it is. Same with all the Chinese food. Their stuff isn't as sweet, which is nice. So then I can.
I love Chinese food to an extent. I'm picky in everything I eat.
See, now this has just turned into food chat. They're still doing like draft, and everybody's asking us food questions.
Michael Prattle goes to Detroit. They drafted a goaltender, 75th overall.
Oh, which apple variety is the best for you folks? Oh,
Macintosh, Baby Max.
I really like the pink lady ones.
I like Granny Smiths too, though.
I like ones that are really crunchy.
Spartans are
not smushy. Yeah, pink ladies are really good. The Fuji apples are great. We have a lot of really good ones.
See, we don't even agree on apples. I'm not a big fan of food. The Red Delicious just.
Oh no, those are the worst.
I've tried Red Delicious a number of times.
Korma is good. No. Agreed. Did I switch to the Food Guy channel?
Probably.
Any Persian restaurants? There are in Surrey. Surrey is fantastic to go to if you want to go to different restaurants. Culture. They have so many really cool ones. The worst apples are the yellow apples.
You don't like the yellow ones?
No, those are applesauce only. That's all they're good for is making applesauce. Oh, Cosmic Crisp. I've had those. Those are really good. Isn't that one of the newer breeds of apples?
Do I think Ron Francis decided to not buy a Grubauer so he can start him more often next season, tank for McKenna and stuff? Not tanking. I think he's optimistic that Grubauer can bounce back. My answer to what he said there was, the problem is that it's not the first rough season Grubauer's had in Seattle. Of their, 4 seasons now, he's had 3 pretty rough ones. So I do hope he bounces back as well, but I think there's some wishful thinking there. I think he'll have a short leash. I think he'll get starts, but I think he'll have a short leash because Decord is the starter there.
Have you had cotton candy grapes? I have. I have got cotton candy grapes before. The kiddos really like those.
I like with grapes, it's green seedless. Green seedless grapes are absolutely delicious. I can pop those all day. My stomach won't be happy after, right. But I can pop them all day. It's a lot of fiber.
Hearing Vegas is thinking of trading up to take Cameron Schmidt. Any thoughts?
He's the one left on the board that was supposed to go way before this. I keep thinking I missed him, like I missed William Moore. Apologies to the Boston Bruins and Don Sweeney.
Oh, peaches and plums are underrated fruit.
Peaches are delicious.
They're good. They don't grow here, though. Peaches don't grow here.
From the Okanagan.
It doesn't get warm enough.
Right.
Plums are great. I used to have an Italian
I
Plum tree, the
personally,
little purple ones.
I could
so
have
good.
millions of peaches
I do really like plums. Plums are really good.
as long as they're for free. And for me.
Goof. Would you buy out or trade Matthias Samuelson, number 23 Sabres?
If I had a choice of the two, I'd probably go the trade route. I think Samuelson needs to be healthy, and I think he can have a bounce back. He's had good defensive stats before. He just has to rediscover that.
I see a few people saying watermelon. It's watermelon season. It's definitely not watermelon season here.
Cool.
Shannon, do you like peaches from a can?
Canned peaches are good too.
Yeah, peaches are great. It's not watermelon season here. Watermelons can only grow in a greenhouse here. It doesn't get warm enough. We definitely have fruit that can't grow here because it's not warm enough, unless it's in a greenhouse.
I'm just picturing like the greenhouses around here. Just it's
We have
all
so many.
marijuana and then a little bit of watermelon in the corner.
It is not. It is not. You can tell when you're going by a marijuana greenhouse.
Man, that'll wake you up in the morning.
Millions of peaches. Peaches for free.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I have a couple peach trees in Victoria. I'm north of CR, so I won't try to grow peaches up here. I tried once. I tried with a peach tree, and it just wouldn't do it.
You know which fruit's underrated? The fruit that's underrated is pears.
I love pears.
Pears are underrated.
I love pears. Pears are really good.
Pears were the ones that I would get if I was kind of tired of apples.
Yeah, where else downtown? Buffalo extending Quinn. Calgary extends Ball. Thoughts?
The cap hit for Ball, pricey. That is a pricey cap hit for Kevin Ball. They have a lot of faith in him. The extension for Quinn and Buffalo, that's a fair extension.
What pick are they on right now?
They're on pick number 77. Colorado's on the clock. Malt Voss, a defenseman drafted by Columbus, 76. I swear these are all anagrams. I swear a lot of these names are anagrams, and we'll go through and find out what the real name is tomorrow. They're just trolling us at this point.
Yeah, pineapple hurts my tongue, but it's so good.
No, I love pineapple. You can
only eat so much. Then your tongue hurts.
Pineapple's fantastic. And I like one thing. I do like the flavor of coconut. I do not like the texture of actual coconut.
I like coconut.
Like that dried coconut you always get in like chocolate bars. Don't like that at all.
I have a peach and a cherry and a plum tree right outside my front door. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, we don't have that.
I used to have in my old house, I had 2 different apple trees, a plum tree, a cherry tree that I could only ever get like 4 cherries on in a year. And then I had blackberries and grapes. It was awesome.
I just always had a blackberry bush in the backyard.
Always. It's like the one that I can't get to stop growing through our fence.
We used to get buckets and buckets of blackberries and then freeze them.
Do you get kiwis? Like
here?
We buy them at the store.
We don't grow them here. I don't think you could grow a kiwi anywhere. Nah.
No, that'd be like trying to grow bananas or grow pineapple or there's a lot of stuff you can't grow here. It's too cold and wet. There are some that like you can do stuff to the trees to.
Francesco Del Elce goes to Colorado. I'm going to apologize for mangling that name.
Come to BC. Beautiful scenery here.
You're right.
Done.
It's nice here.
Ta-da! We're in BC.
It's nice here. Thanks for the invite.
It's a good recommendation. Do you guys like blackberries or raspberries better? Oh.
Raspberries. Raspberries win for me.
That's
blackberries.
A rough one.
Blackberries have that sort of like pit in the middle. So if I'm actually eating the berries themselves,
they have the little seeds in each.
Yeah, I'm not
so
a big
raspberries. They both have.
No, raspberries aren't as.
They're softer though. Raspberries are softer.
Yeah, I prefer raspberries.
I like them both. They're both good. When I was little, I loved blackberries. Those were my very favorite. But I do really like raspberries. I make a lot more with the raspberries. They're way easier to pick too. Raspberries are way easier to pick. It's less painful.
Yeah, blackberries, you always have to get somebody with tiny arms to help. Because that big, juicy blackberry is always right
Yep.
in the middle of the bush. And you got to reach
You
through
have to
5
wear
branches.
jeans and long sleeve hoodie, and then you just step
Or
on
you
branches.
get a friend to help, and they hold the branches
Yes.
down a little bit. And you got to be careful because of all the thorns. That's fun.
While you're in Idaho. No. Put blueberries in my honey shreddies every morning. That's the fruit I eat the most easily. Oh, yeah. I put raspberries in my morning cereal.
78th pick to
Delicious.
Utah, Stepan Hoke, left winger.
You need more time on the clock to make your pick for blackberries. Blackberries are not ripe. Those are at the end of August.
No.
Right now it's raspberry season. Little bit of strawberries, pretty much end of strawberry season. And then blueberries, it depends on which blueberries. Some of the blueberries are ripe. Some of them are still flowers. Isn't the Okanagan Valley considered the banana belt of Canada? For all the great fruit. I've never heard it be called about the banana belt, but they do have a lot of fruit there.
Oh,
That's where they grow
apple orchards,
peaches and so many apple orchards.
Yeah, everywhere.
Peaches, pears, nectarines.
Well, it's peach land for a reason. Like,
I've never heard it called the banana belt, though. But
it sounds dirty.
Lots and lots.
Hey,
and lots
baby,
of fruit.
you
They
want to
have
see my banana belt?
All of the orchard fruit grows in the Okanagan.
Aye.
We have all the berry fruit.
Hey.
In the Lower Mainland.
Wouldn't mind seeing your little bone structure around here a little bit more. You know, dodgeball.
Torch.
Fine.
I know what that is.
Learned it
do
in a
they
book.
even grow bananas in the Okanagan? No. No, they don't. That's not possible.
Cooper Simpson drafted 79th overall by Boston. That sounds like a Bruin. Cooper Simpson.
Shannon.
Yep.
Do you guys have a garden?
She has a fantastic garden in the
back. Talk all about our garden.
Her garden's filled with vegetables, and people would be like, "Oh, they got all these plants and vegetables." Yeah, it's for the rabbits.
We do have a lot of rabbit food.
We've got a lot of kale.
I do have so much kale. I have 3 different kinds of kale. I've got celery. I've got Brussels sprouts, more kale, cucumbers, zucchini, snap peas, lots and lots and lots of parsley, tomatoes.
You gotta grow beets.
Herbs, beans. I do usually grow beets, but they have such a quick growing time. I need it to stop raining tons. It's not an octopus garden, as cool as that would be.
It has to be in the shade. It's not in the shade. To really, truly be an octopus garden, it has to be in the shade.
In Canada. Banana belt's just a term for being able to grow almost anything. Well, they can't grow almost anything. I've never heard of it referred to as a banana belt. It's pronounced herbs because we're in Canada. And in Canada, we pronounce our letters. It's pronounced herbs.
And if you're in Newfoundland, you put an H at the start of words that begin with A, because that's how Newfoundlanders, at least they did.
If you're telling me that it's an herb, I'm going to guess that you are American. We don't pronounce things the same way as they do in the States all the
Phillips, time. 80th overall to Calgary, defenseman.
Herbs.
Yeah.
Do you think teams just forgot that Schmidt is still available?
This is the biggest drop I've seen. This is insane.
Yeah, it's Herbert, not Herbert.
It's Herb Tarlick, not Herb Tarlick. There's a deep old cut for everybody. Man, I miss WKRP. What a great show.
Well, now that I'm moving to an apartment, I have tomatoes growing out on a balcony, 10-gallon grow bags.
Well, yeah, you grow tomatoes.
There you go. I've done that before, but I have found when you have tomatoes in a big pot, they don't seem to produce as much tomatoes as when they're in the ground. That's what I've noticed anyways.
Bryce Pickford, drafted 81st overall by the Montreal Canadiens, defenseman. So now we're going on a run of defenseman at 80. Montreal's on the clock again at 82, so they'll probably trade this pick.
Canadians pronounce it Adidas. I know in other countries it's Adidas, but here it is Adidas.
I've always said Adidas.
Yes.
All my friends always said Adidas.
I don't know.
Just like my name Shannon is not pronounced Shannon in other languages either. I've learned to answer my name in various ways that it's pronounced.
Oh, I know. Gosh, my name too. My name gets killed all the time.
Like my
Well,
name,
I mean,
my
even
name,
on here, you can tell
my name
people
broke the
spell it.
Spanish family I was hanging around, so I learned to answer to Chano because that's how they'd say it, Chano.
I have
was
a
like,
bunch
"All
of
right."
Indian friends that can't pronounce my name.
And then my coworkers that weren't
it's Iwan.
Spanish would start calling me that at work too because they knew I answered to it. So before you knew it, I was just Chano. I was like, all
There
right.
you
So
go.
this makes me look special because it's not my name, but all right.
Eggplant or aubergine. We usually call it eggplant, but we know what aubergine is, and a lot of recipes or the names of food will be called aubergine.
The other interesting
So it's
part
both.
too. So I got Chano a bunch, and then guys at work started calling me Dano. So then I was answering to Dano, which isn't even
Pretty soon,
close
your
to my
name's
name
just
at all.
Dan.
Yeah, that was my concern, was that I was going to become Dan, which isn't even close to my name at all. Tommy Lafreniere, drafted 83rd overall by Edmonton. Any relation to Lafreniere?
Do you think Cameron is falling so badly because of his size? Is that the guy that's like 6'7" or 5'7"?
Could be. That's usually it.
Oh, Habs
There's
took
two
a goalie.
things. Either it's size or it's skating. Those are the two things that'll cause a guy to drop. Arseny Radkov, drafted 82nd overall by the Montreal Canadiens, a goaltender. So that's, I think, the 6th or 7th goaltender already. A lot of goaltenders in this year's draft.
Yeah, somebody says yes, he's 5'7".
That'll do it.
Do you think the Golden Knights are the favorite for Marner?
That's where he seems to want to go, is Vegas. So if he wants to go there, that makes him a favorite.
Don't know what the Ducks are doing. Gibson trade to the Red Wings. Are they trying to compete?
Gabriel Daigle, goaltender, drafted 84th overall by Pittsburgh. So another goaltender. I think for the Ducks, it's that Dostal's the starter. Gibson's been the backup for about a year and a half. They do have other goaltenders in the system that can come up, and they can acquire one on free agency as well. They're giving Dostal the net, and getting rid of that cap hit for Gibson is the right move. And I think Mrazek's coming over in that trade as well to Anaheim. So Mrazek can play a backup role.
Lots of goalies so far.
It
seems like way more goalies this year.
It's
being drafted early on anyways.
It's not as strong a draft, and it feels like every year that it's not as strong of a draft, we see more goaltenders getting drafted. Because that happened, I want to say 21. So we saw a bunch of goalies,
they wouldn't
too.
be as concerned about getting the top guys.
Right. What are you doing?
There we go. Sorry.
Yeah, this computer's got some stuff I need to clean up
on it. Are we ever going to use Kosa? It's like 24.
I don't know how much faith they have in him. Maybe they don't have the faith in him.
Do the Canucks miss the playoffs again?
Unless something dramatic changes between now and October, and it could. I think they do. I think Utah's going to be stronger. Anaheim's going to be stronger. Calgary should be stronger with the amount of cap space they have. It's going to be tough for the Canucks. Herb Tarlick, Soul Suds shampoo, cardboard cutout, all-time WKRP moment. Almost anything WKRP is like, and everybody always brings up the turkeys, and rightfully so, but the bomb at the transmitter, and when Johnny comes running in because the phone cops, the whole thing about the phone cops is one of my favorite things ever on TV. That is one of the funniest things, just the phone cops. Stop talking about the phone cops, man. And then they find out the bomb was in the toolbox that Johnny was banging around and trying to bang his way open. And they find out the bomb was in there, and just look on Johnny's face. Just that whole bit is one of my absolute favorite things I've ever watched.
Have Osmanis or Feldbergs been drafted yet?
I'm going to say no. I don't think Osmanis has been taken. And I don't think
Hoffer just signed an extension with St. Louis. I've seen a few people post that.
Good. So that's an offer sheet that's not out there.
$3.4 AAV for 2 years.
That's good. That's probably around where he would have got offer sheeted too. So that's a good deal for him, for the Blues, and so they don't have to worry about their goaltending for the next 3 years.
Do you agree with the grandfather rule for the neck guards? I think if they're trying to make it safer, they should enforce it for everyone.
You have to have it grandfathered in. They did it with helmets.
The visors.
They did it with visors.
There
are
players
5 players in the NHL that do not use visors still. So, yeah, you have to grandfather it in. Some players will take it and start using them anyways.
Some are whiny.
That's part of the new CBA is neck guards are mandatory going forward.
Good. It's about time.
Starting with the 2026-2027 season.
How many players needed to die before?
Well, I think what happened was we had a couple of close calls in the NHL this year. We had a couple of very close calls in the NHL this year. And I think that probably got the union on side with it. Because people are like, well, it never happens. But this year we saw a few times where a guy got kicked in the neck or in the face with a skate. I
don't understand.
I mean, skate blades, that's
But I still brutal. I don't understand how they do the helmets and the visors. And like some of the guys have the visors, but it's so far up that what's the point is like it's
just remember we made sure we had a cup early on in hockey.
Yeah, that's the important part.
Okay, we got to make sure we have the jock straps figured out. Face, head, nah.
That's not important.
Fine. We know the important areas of the body to protect, not the head.
Just barely missed my eyeball, but it's fine. I'm not going to wear a visor.
I see these ones with players that are like, well, I got a stick near the eye, but I'm still going to leave my visor as it is. Why? Just put it down. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's for looks.
Yep. It's like my dad. He would drive and he'd have the seatbelt across him, but it wouldn't be latched. He just had the seatbelt across him.
Yep, just for looks.
He got pulled over once for not having a seatbelt.
Oh, my grandmother did too. But she was so irritated.
The cop saw this as soon as he was pulled over. Well, he knows. I never understood that. I'd be like, put on your seatbelt, Dad. What the hell?
Remember when Boychuk almost had his eye cut and everyone thought that full cages should be forced?
I don't think we'll ever get to full cages. I do think protecting your face is important. Women hockey players seem to understand that really well. Although
they're able to skate.
The one thing with women too, though, is their looks are going to be more important than it is for the men as professional athletes.
Right.
To get the endorsements and everything, your looks are more important.
I am aware. I find it really stupid.
I follow wrestling. The looks are more important, I think, than the talent level.
Wait, yes, obviously with wrestling, because you can have some that can't wrestle.
So if a woman's really good looking,
cute, so we'll just make sure the bum's really sticking out, so she'll do fine.
So it makes total sense that women would definitely want to protect their face,
or maybe they're smart enough to know I'd like to not lose an eyeball.
But like I would
like to keep all of my.
Some of the mixed MMA fighters too, who are women, they'll get out before their face gets all beat up because they know they're not going to get the endorsements if their face is all beat up. Right. They go off and do the acting or whatever else. Whereas some of the guys, their face looks like it's just, leather that got smacked around for a while. Well,
some of them see it as like a badge of honor, the less teeth they have.
This is true. Vegas drafts Matteo Nobert, or Nobert. But with Matteo, it's probably not Nobert. It's probably Nobert. Center.
Like when people say that the women should wear shields, I'm like, well, men should wear cages.
Tyler Hopkins, drafted 86th overall by Toronto. He's a center.
If you have millions of dollars, looks probably don't matter as much unless you're a woman. If you're a guy, you can be ugly as you want and you can still be famous. Look at actors. Look at musicians. If you are a man, it does not matter what you look like. If you are a woman, how many looks are very important.
Like how many sitcoms have we seen where the guy's like big, but he's funny, and the woman will be like tiny and really, really good looking.
And once you're 35, it
was so dramatic. I remember asking my mom when I was a kid. I was like, "Do mom really mom? Do women really like the fat guys, the jolly fat guys?" And she's like, "No, not really. So I was, because I was thrown enough by that to ask my mother when I was a little kid. I was about Adelaide's age. And I just noticed that on all of these sitcoms, the women were really pretty and the guys weren't. So I was like, so women don't like attractive men? Or like, I was just confused.
Do you think the Stars draft Cameron Schmidt because he is short like Stankoven?
But that's the problem then. Because you'd look and go, well, we've already got one undersized forward. We don't. Well, no, that's right. They traded him to Carolina. My brain reminded me of that. Maybe Dallas has shown they're not scared to pick a smaller player. Roman Bausov drafted 87th overall defenseman for Carolina. The Kings are on the clock at 88.
What kind of tea am I drinking? I have a selection of
just various teas.
I'm almost done with my London Fog. I also have an iced chai, and my other tea. I have another one's totally full. I made it so quickly I forget what I put in my cup.
Oh, Christian Epperson drafted 88th overall by the Kings.
No, unless they purposely hire an ugly ugly, whatever. They're ugly actors.
You want to do a fun game? You want to do a fun game when the commercials come
irritating.
on? If a person is heavy set or larger, it's a weight loss commercial. And you can guess that before anybody said a word. That's a heavier actor or actress. It's a weight loss commercial every single time. And
the ugly girls that they cast are just women with their hair in a ponytail and they wear glasses.
I remember when Kristen Ritter was just being cast as the best friend and everything. And I'm like, are you kidding me? She's not good looking enough to be the main actress. Are you insane? But she was always the best friend. She was always the snarky best friend. It was so, and then she became Jessica Jones.
And paint on their overalls. That's because that makes them quirky. They're usually also a little bit clumsy.
And glasses.
Yeah, I already said that. They've got ponytail, hair in a ponytail. They've got glasses on because glasses make you ugly.
Artem Gonchar drafted 89th overall by the Rangers. Any relation to Sergei? And I don't see anything about him being related to Sergei Gonchar. What's a traditional defenseman? Transitional. Okay, I thought it was traditional. My eyes aren't working. Transitional defenseman. Aren't they all transitional defensemen now, though? Well, because you have to be. You have to be able to play through the center of the ice.
Right.
You have to be able to play on the rush at least a little bit, even if you're a defensive defenseman.
Oh yeah, America Ferrera on Ugly Betty. That's a really good example.
She was gorgeous.
No, she was ugly and klutzy.
I never understood that. I'm like,
because that's what a girl has to be.
How can people look at America Ferrera and say she's ugly? I don't.
Makes her look like the girl next door.
See, the show lost me on the concept.
So irritating.
The concept irritated me because I'm like, she is not ugly. Like even in the Barbie movie, I was like, America Ferrera is still a beautiful woman. But right away in the back of my mind and she was Ugly Betty. Mason Moe.
Oh, sorry. What are your thoughts on the Gibson trade?
I'm going to do video on the trade. I think it was necessary on both sides. I think Anaheim is giving Dostal the starter's net. Doesn't make any sense to pay $6.5 million for your backup. And it gives Gibson a chance to get into the starter's net, and he needed a change of scenery.
Oh, braces. Braces does it too. That makes you instantly.
That's what it was in Ugly Betty. Yeah. She had the braces.
There also aren't rules for women once they get to 45. I think you're being generous, unless you're Sofia Vergara or something. I think it's 35. Once you're 35,
WWE
women's life is
fired one of their Dakota Kai. She's 37. She's getting too old.
But men can
she's getting
easily
too
be in
old.
their 50s.
So
that's
she's
fine.
37. You got to let her go. And then they hired Jeff Cobb, who's 42. So like, what's going on here? Yeah, it seems a little weird. You let the 37-year-old woman go and you hire a 42-year-old because it doesn't matter. And it's not like Jeff Cobb's better looking than Dakota Kai, because I think even Jeff Cobb would be like, no, I'm not better looking than she is. Mason Moe, 90th overall to the New Jersey Devils, a center.
Shannon will do videos on more specifically on these players and the trades after we're done. Doing the live stream, he hasn't been able to look up a lot of these players. And since there are so many in the draft, And with the trades and such, he has not looked
Brady
up and memorized everybody.
Brady Peddle, drafted 91st overall by Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh misses out here. Christian Epperson should have been drafted by the Penguins, so he could have been EpiPen.
Shannon knows that he is standing next to me. As you say, actresses are attractive, are good looking. And whether he is standing next to me or not does not change whether somebody looks good or not. I am not insulted.
She's not jealous
by him saying that somebody else is good looking. That can be matter of fact, and it has no bearing on me in any way. He is not saying that he wants to leave me for these women. He is not saying, man, you look like dog food compared to her.
No.
Has no bearing on me.
No.
Women are allowed to look good, and a lot of women do look good, even if I am standing near him or not. There you go.
I've never understood how, like, if I was going to say, like with America Ferrera, if I would say it away from her, I have to be able to say it next to her, because then you're getting into, I'm not the same with my wife as I am with somebody else, and that's a problem. And I've also been, and this is one of the reasons I don't, talk about that in a video or anything. To find someone attractive doesn't mean that you want to be with them.
Right.
It doesn't mean
I
that
will also point out when a woman looks beautiful, or wow, her hair looks really nice.
When we're watching Love Island.
Oh my gosh, she is so pretty.
We're watching Love Island. Because we had the debate on which person on Love Island you think that Sierra's probably the prettiest girl on there.
Beautiful.
If only she didn't say some of the things she's just not.
I also generally
side there.
Do not make comments on male actors.
No,
because I don't generally.
I'm more likely to talk about that's a handsome man right there.
I don't. That's not. I am very straight. I don't really like men, so that's not my thing. I am more likely to find women beautiful and attractive way more than I am to find.
I am very straight, but if I turned the corner and Jensen Ackles was there, I would kind of catch my breath a little bit. Dean from Supernatural is the hottest character that was ever in anything, anywhere, ever. I had a leather jacket. I wanted the car. Like, I was like, this man, that is such a cool guy. He's just awesome. I want to be Dean.
Oh, Shannon.
And he was such a nerd on Smallville. I hated him on Smallville. And then he gets his own show, and yep. So The Boys, he's on The Boys too. So
right.
In fact, they've had like a Supernatural reunion of everybody from there for the last season of The Boys, which is great. But yeah, Jensen Ackles is just, but it doesn't make me gay. I can just admit he's a beautiful man.
Mark my word, Mason will the Devils 3C, 4C in a few years.
I hope so. That's a great hockey name.
Of Mark McLeod.
Owen Martin, center, went to Winnipeg at 92.
Celebrity hall passes. Nah.
No.
Nah.
No. The like every now and then we'll have a conversation, and I'm like, so if I get a chance to go out with her, can I? And she'll be like, go ahead. You go right on ahead. If that celebrity ever decides she wants to take you out for dinner, you go for it. You go right on ahead.
Hope she doesn't steal you from me. Right.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Dallas about to make their debut in the draft. We'll see. We'll see if they don't trade down again. Washington's on the clock now. This is so much faster than yesterday. We're up to pick 93 already.
Shannon will be swooning at both the race cars and Brad Pitt when he goes to the F1 movie.
I love Brad Pitt. Him and Moneyball. I think that is the coolest character. He's just in that movie. He's just fantastic. I'm not going to fire you. Now I will. And it's just, he's got this whole cadence to, and I haven't watched Inglourious Bastards with her. She's never seen that movie. When he speaks Italian in that movie, it is one of the greatest things in the history. Oh, and his character in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, when he's got the dog, he's sicking the dog on people. Yeah. He's doing the whistle. Oh my God. It's just so good. Yes. Yeah. Brad Pitt's fantastic. I love Brad Pitt.
Oh,
Fight Club.
What's on the board?
These were the top picks or top prospects, according to Elite Prospects on their list, that were not drafted yesterday, and a couple of top goaltenders that were provided by Sportsnet at the start. And by my count, Cameron Schmidt is still available The fact he's 5'7" is why he's still available.
Shane, you have no shot. I don't know anybody named Shane. I'm not sure who you're referring to.
The only shot I'm worried about is right here. And as long as she's happy with me,
we need more
I'm
Shane and Ivana movie reviews. Well, whenever I meet somebody named Shane or Ivana, I will let them know.
You know,
But I
Ivana's a
don't
good
know
name for you.
anybody by either of those names.
I'm glad I didn't get Shane for first name.
Feels like a Gen X talk show.
Right.
We're old. Sorry.
Right.
Love Brad and the Devil's Own with Harrison Ford. I don't think I've seen that one.
I think I saw that one.
Oh, there's a Shane in here. There you go, Shane. You should do some movie reviews.
There you go.
You find it in
Get
Havana.
on it. Get on it now.
How do you feel about Mr. Nils getting GM of the Year for 3 consecutive years?
This summer's a big test for him because they do not have cap space. They're going to need to move players out to get cap space. If he can navigate this, and if Dallas is still a contender in the fall, he's going to be the GM of the Year again. Blake Vanek, drafted 93rd overall by the Senators. That is the son of Thomas Vanek, former National Hockey League player.
My wife and I have an agreement that if Charlize Theron asks to take me out for dinner, it's cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of my thoughts. If Shannon has some ladies come and ask him out, sure.
If Jennifer Lawrence ever shows up at my door and goes, I would like to take you for dinner, Yvonne will.
You better take her up on that.
Yeah.
Don't want to insult her.
Yeah, it's I don't really have. There's no concern. See, and because she doesn't have any attraction to anybody, there isn't any celebrity I could throw out there. Cameron Schmidt was taken by Dallas. Good call. Good call. The live stream, the chat got that right. Give a gold star to the guy that got that right. Because stars.
Oh, hello, Hecka.
Hecka's in the chat?
He is.
Awesome. So Cameron Schmidt goes 94th to Dallas. So that's what happens when you're on the shorter side. Always pick last. I've learned that many times over.
Best stars news in a minute. How are the bunnies?
Good. Cinnabon and Licorice are over here.
Oh, they're over.
Hey, Bon.
They're just slightly on the other side of our desk here.
I put her hand down and she knows boots me.
Oh, my super chat made it happen. There you go. All these sons of players I remember watching is making me feel old. Just look at what year these boys were born in.
2007.
Holy crap. By that time, I had a child.
It's like we were watching Love Island the other day, and these two people are talking about listening to oldies music.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Justin Timberlake. And I turned to her and I went, welcome to being old.
Like, oh, God. Oh, yeah. That was waiting for the year. And they're like, the early 2000s. Oh, man.
Teddy Mertrin, center, 95th overall to San Jose. Yeah, it just sneaks up on you. All of a sudden you realize, I'm old. Huh, that's weird. When the Oldies channel plays all your favorite music.
What?
Hey, kitty.
What, Shadow? What?
You can be a good boy. You can be a good boy.
Well, what, Cinnabon? Cinnabon's like, wait, are the humans doing something? Wasn't there a year when the Flames' first draft pick wasn't until the 4th round? Oh, I remember that. I remember there being
that does happen.
Yeah,
when a team's gone all in, you have that
trade
happen.
Stuff or something. I remember that too. Would you recommend Love Island?
The problem with Love Island is it's like 5 nights a week. It's a lot, but it is funny and tragic at the same time. They are mean. The producers of that show are very mean. They psychologically abuse the people on the island a lot of the time.
If it wasn't for Shannon, it's not a show that I would watch.
Here you go, baby.
It is fun to watch as a couple though, because we just make comments about all of it and its ridiculousness, and you don't have to pay attention to it.
I wouldn't watch the show by myself.
But
either.
I don't generally like reality shows, and I think they're awful and they can't be good for people's mental health.
Maxim Schaefer,
But-
drafted 96th overall by Washington, rounds out round 3. We're getting into round 4.
Any news on Cairo in St. Louis? Love the
I
channel.
haven't heard anything yet. It's a nice thing with the live stream too. If anything happened with Cairo, we'd know. But Hofer did get extended.
Have you watched or would you watch Destination X?
We
We have
haven't
not
watched
watched
it yet.
it.
That's
that one of
Jeffrey
those-
Dean Morgan. It's a travel
Is-
show.
Oh, okay.
There's Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He was the dad on Supernatural.
Oh,
The
see,
guy with the baseball bat.
Now people are talking about
Negan.
these
Negan.
shows.
Yeah, Negan from
Um,
Walking Dead.
I really don't like Big Brother. I watched like half a season. I really don't like Big Brother.
I didn't mind Big Brother in the beginning, but it got kind of repetitive.
Survivor, I only liked the first 2 seasons, and then it went downhill.
If a show
I really
involves
don't like reality shows.
you get like one alliance against another alliance, I lose interest because then it's just alliance, and I don't care. I really wish there was some way to basically bury the alliance thing. I hate when a show is in day 1 and you see people going, okay, we're gonna have an alliance. Yeah, you and I final 2.
I don't like that type
Come
of
on,
show. I
it's
really,
not-
really don't.
It's a terrible strategy to have a final 2 alliance on day 1. And so when I see that on Big Brother and I see it on Survivor, I'm like, I'm out of here. I don't care. This is so stupid. They start off lying for no reason.
What was the one that
The snake?
the snake? That's
The snake,
so
they're lying for
ridiculous.
no reason.
Like, why? I don't understand.
No reason to lie, and they do it.
I don't. Reality shows, I like Bake Off.
We
I
just started
like
watching.
Master Chef. That one's pretty
Is it The
fun.
World in Miniature? We just started.
Oh yeah, that's
kind of a fun little one.
See, I like those kind of the
Artsy fartsy, the glass blowing one.
I like those kind
Maybe.
where they're not trying to be
Blown
horrible
away.
people. Those are my favorite.
And we love Nailed It. It's too bad Nailed It's gone because we love Nailed It.
Yes, Star Trek or Star Wars. Trek.
Star
No
Wars.
question.
Star Wars, the original trilogy, was my overall favorite. But if I had to look at the body of work of both Star Wars and Star Trek, I would pick Star Trek. Star Trek's been higher quality longer, even though a lot of the new stuff is not very good.
Okay, everything you need to know about reality TV is they couldn't run them during the writer's strike, right? How weird is that? But I always go under the assumption that a lot of it's scripted.
Fine.
So much of it is
Over here.
editing.
Over here.
A lot of it is editing. No matter what you think about somebody, remember that it is edited to make you think that of a person. And that person has to live with the fallout online
Now your brother's going to
of
steal
whatever
it. So I'll give you another
stupid
piece.
thing they said while they were filmed 24 hours a day for weeks.
You're not starving. There's a whole bag of hay right there.
Who wins the cup next year?
Oh, way too early to give that prediction. Probably not Dallas. We'll see what the Avs do the rest of the summer. Maybe they can figure this out.
Shannon did a video about the Kane trade.
Yeah, the Evander Kane trade. I definitely did a video on that.
Yeah. What do the Lightning do to get out of the East?
I mean, I think that the issue with Tampa is a lot of their players are getting older at this point. You're getting into that stage of, are they still contenders? It's going to be tough because Hedman's getting to that point where you're going to have a replace for Hedman, and no one can replace Hedman. Tampa's potentially staring down a retool relatively soon. What do you got going on?
Just my friend that I'm helping move is
Okay.
asking. Hold on. Just talk amongst yourself for a second.
Buffalo traded Middlestad to Boston, so the Bruins should win it the next couple of years. I mean, I don't think so. I don't think. And they traded Middlestad to Colorado. Colorado traded him to Boston, so that would put Colorado in line for that. Lucas Beckman drafted 97th in the 4th round by Ottawa.
How bad did GMKD screw up the first round with Penguins? They could have traded their second pick get a better player that makes it into the NHL quicker?
They must like Horkoff. They must like Horkoff as a pick. And Zonin, they were both seen as kind of off the board picks, but maybe Dubas knows something that we don't. This draft was seen as being wide open, especially outside the top 10. So Pittsburgh scouts must have been high on the players they took.
Missed the trade to Colorado. Oh, well, never mind. It's a lot. How long before Vancouver drafts again? Is draft in 4th round still?
The draft's in the 4th round.
They're just on 101 now.
Vasek Blanar drafted a 100th by the Boston Bruins. And the Ducks have picks 101 and 104. We'll see if they use both.
Oh, Mallrats or Dogma?
Mallrats is funnier. Dogma's the better movie.
They're both good. Mallrats is one I used to watch in high school with my friends a lot. We'd watch Mallrats and Empire Records.
Mallrats, you get all the one-liners, but Dogma kind of makes you think at certain points.
I don't think I've made the kids watch Mallrats yet. I made them watch Dogma. They thought Dogma was fantastic.
I love Mallrats.
I do. I like Mallrats too.
You're not going to have them watch Clerks?
Not yet, no.
You don't want them to laugh every time they hear the number 37?
No. I don't think Malachi needs to watch that right now. I don't think he's ready
he'd be singing Berserker every 10 seconds.
I don't think he's ready for that.
He'd be singing Berserker.
What did you think of this year's draft format?
No.
Stupid. 5 hours. What's a mall?
It shouldn't be slower.
Oh, you must be American. We have malls up here still. There are still popular places to go. They're still full of people. We have malls. Malls are still cool here.
But malls were always built different in Canada. They didn't rely as much on the chain as the anchors.
Stores. Yeah. Yeah, malls are still big here. We also have Toys R Us.
Yes. Yeah, Metro.
Yeah, worst draft format of all time. 5 hours is beyond ridiculous. Yes, Metrotown is super crowded.
Metrotown's great.
If you go on weekends, which we never do,
no,
very, very crowded.
But like Guildford's still pretty crowded too. Guildford still gets a lot of people.
Yeah.
They got Willowbrook, not too far from here.
Indeed, yeah, that one's
Seven Oaks is kind of quiet. Seven Oaks has kind of died off a bit.
Seven Oaks has lost some stores recently.
Is the creepy interview cave working? Yes. They used it to interview Steve Yzerman, I think, about getting Gibson. So, yeah, it's still working. Adam Benak, center, drafted 102nd overall. That's after Drew Schock was drafted 101st overall. 101st was Anaheim. 102nd, Minnesota. Now Buffalo's on the clock.
Oh, do I remember what tea this is? It tastes like a caramel tea. So it probably did a caramel rooibos. It's really good, though.
Maybe it's an oolong.
No, I don't have very many oolongs.
No.
I have a coconut oolong that's really good, but I didn't make that today.
You know, I was thinking about ordering you a bunch of matcha because you don't have any matcha teas.
Lawn clippings. I don't drink lawn clippings. No offense to anybody who likes matcha.
She does not like
tastes like lawn clippings.
She doesn't like matcha at all.
I don't care how good for me it is. I don't drink lawn clippings. Outdoor malls are insanely popular in Southern California. Interesting.
I can see that. And we've been, I mean, in LA, you've got a lot of little stores and plazas and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matus Yan Kacharsik.
Hockey guy.
Howdy.
Do you think Canada needs more NHL teams?
I don't know if needs is the right word. I would say that if they can figure out a way to make Quebec City work, I would love to see the Nordiques come back. I don't know that there's another market in Canada that would be able to support a National Hockey League team, especially with where the salary cap's headed. It's tough for a team in Halifax, Saskatoon, anywhere else in Canada really to compete with that. Hamilton, I think, could work, but I don't think Buffalo or Toronto want that.
How dare you offend people who like the taste of lawn clippings? I like lawn clippings. Good for the immune system. Every time I say that I don't like matcha, people comment on how good for you it is. I don't care. It's gross. No, I also
not worth it.
Don't like green tea. Ugh.
I don't mind green tea.
I do not like it.
If I have to, If it's the only
Don't.
one available, I can do green tea.
Nope. I don't like it. I really like black tea. Black tea is my favorite. I do also like rooibos. There's a lot of herbal teas that I like too, but most herbal teas I prefer as iced tea.
You mean herbal, right?
I don't. I mean herbal.
Elijah,
fruity tea makes good iced tea.
New and Schwander, a goaltender
Oh my gosh,
drafted by Anaheim. Forward to the site.
I can't see all the letters. There's too many.
New and Schwander.
There's too many letters.
I want him to make it to the league just so I can see how that looks on a jersey. I'd have to get a New and Schwander jersey for Anaheim. You want to pay by the letter, right? So, if you're going to pay for customization on a jersey, get a guy with a longer last name. You're getting better value for your money.
What about sweet tea or an Arnold Palmer? I don't drink sugar.
Right.
So yeah, I don't.
I don't
sugar.
mind. I don't mind sweet teas. I'm more of the sweet tea than she is.
Yeah, I don't drink sugar. I make a lot of sun tea.
Like some of those bubble teas are delicious.
Yeah, but I don't drink sugar. So
Pittsburgh 805th right winger Travis Hayes.
I have been to high teas before. Yeah, I've been to high tea.
Neuenschwander. That's
an
a
Italian
great
drafted at number 103. You don't see that too often.
Matus Yarn Kacharsik.
Oh, I like peach tea. I love peach tea. I have a peach tea that's one of my favorite, only as ice though. I don't like fruit teas hot.
You mean the peach? The one that I like?
Yeah.
Just peachy?
Yeah, just peachy. There it is. Yeah, I really like peach tea.
Yeah, just peachy is the one that I like. When they had David's tea in the mall.
In person. I still buy David's tea though.
I occasionally will buy her David's tea, like the packages, like the big bundles, because I know she doesn't buy them. So I buy them, and then she does use those teas.
I do. I drink a lot
Thomas Politan, drafted 106th by the New York Islanders. Chicago's on the clock.
Yeah, tea talk with the hockey guy. Could totally talk about tea. And I do grow things in my garden specifically for my tea as well.
You got mint? You grow mint?
I do. I grow a lot of mint. Pizza or burgers? Burgers. I am growing pickles, but I don't generally, or I am growing cucumbers. I don't generally grow enough to make pickles.
No.
So you need a good amount.
You should. You should make pickles.
Is Yvonne an Earl Grey lady? I love Earl Grey.
Earl Grey's delicious. I like Earl Grey. That was what I used to have with my grandmother all the time.
Yes. This is going to make me order matcha again. Just
Parker
get that
Holmes.
craving for lawn clippings.
107th overall to Chicago, left winger, Parker Holmes. Boston's on the clock again. See how much faster this goes? There's no reason they can't do something, not this fast necessarily, but there is no reason why the first round takes 4.5 hours on TV other than drama. They're up to 108th, and we are 2.5 hours in. So they've made over 70 picks in that period in time. There's no reason yesterday took so long.
My favorite from David's tea is the Earl's Garden, but they took it away, and I'm down to 100 grams out of the kilo I ordered. That's so sad.
That is sad.
The one that they took away years ago is the Rooibos Chocolate Mint. That was one of my favorites. So good. They have not had it in years. I keep looking to see if it's a special one that they'll come back with, and they haven't. And that's sad. So
the highlight they're showing for, I think this is Politan, they were showing the highlight reel goal they had for him was him kicking the puck into the net. He didn't kick it, but is that his best goal? Is the one where it went off his skate into the net?
That's sad.
That can't be his best goal.
Well, as long as the goalie didn't try to block it, it's fine.
No, he kicked it over the goalie's pad into the net.
Totally fine.
Because at first I'm like, well, I guess he got it with his stick. No, that's his skate. Why are they showing that as the highlight?
So he said, Yvonne and Shannon, do you like poutine? And then somebody says they're Canadian, so the law requires them to like poutine.
Yeah, they'll kick you out.
Does anybody not like poutine?
Fries.
I mean,
good.
I don't really like French fries, and I like poutine.
Cheese curds, fantastic. So,
yes.
Yeah, poutine's amazing. I remember when it first started out, and the only reason that I remember so vividly is because my mother used to call. We had a pizza place that was the only place where you could get poutine locally. And we would get my mother to phone them and order it because she would ask them for an order of poontang. Well,
now,
my dad and I stifled laughter.
And now everywhere has poutine. If they have fries or potatoes of any sort, there's a poutine.
So we would
everywhere.
get my mom to call. We'd be like, "Can you call and ask them? We really want. What's that fry thing called? Yeah, order that. We want that." And then we'd be giggling about it.
There is definitely a bad poutine out there. We had poutine in the States.
There wasn't poutine at all.
No, it was sad. And then there was the one that, like, I actually had to take a picture and send it to my friends at the place in Anaheim, outside of Anaheim, where they called it poutine. And the only thing that even made it anything like poutine is it did have potatoes. Other than that, it was not poutine.
Wasn't that the Temu Solani place?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And they called all these dishes poutine.
But
they didn't even have gravy.
The best poutine we've had in the States is at the Las Vegas practice arena.
That was good.
Because the chef there is Canadian. So it is actually Canadian poutine. It was fantastic.
Costco poutine, it's not bad.
Costco poutine's good. If you want to go to Costco, you should.
It's not too bad. McDonald's poutine, agreed. Their fries are too small, and so their fries are all like soggy.
I haven't had a McDonald's one in years.
So yeah, we don't get McDonald's poutine because it's kind of sad. The A&W poutine's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
New York fries, that has good poutine. There's a lot of places that have good poutine. There are
New York fries has some delicious
and if
flavors.
they don't use cheese curds, it is not good, and it changes its texture, and
then it's just cheese fries.
Yeah,
cheese fries are not poutine. There are people who seem to think that cheese fries and poutine have to be the same thing, and they're nothing like one another.
Brown gravy or white gravy? Well, you don't use white gravy. Do you mean poultry gravy? Because that's the best. Is the poultry gravy?
But not with poutine.
Yeah.
It has to be beef gravy.
No, it does not. He's wrong. He's wrong. It doesn't have to be beef gravy. Poultry gravy is great.
Are you?
Yeah.
Who's our divorce lawyer?
I'm right.
Yeah, now you said you're right.
Have you ever been to Calgary Stampede?
Divorce
nope.
Lawyer.
No desire.
DRBORCELA.
Tater tot.
Divorce lawyer, Abbotsford. Accepting new clients. Book a consultation. What, you think chicken gravy goes with poutine? That's a deal breaker. That's not going to work.
Tater tot poutine goes insanely hard.
It can be very good. Yeah, that can be very good.
I do that sometimes for dinner.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, we like the A&W poutine. It's good. Definitely has to be cheese curds, otherwise it's not. Turkey gravy. See, that's poultry gravy. Absolutely. It's good.
No.
It is.
Not with poutine.
It's good.
Put my foot down.
Yep.
I'll call the lawyer.
Put your foot down, otherwise you might fall over.
My foot is down, therefore.
What happened in hockey today? Talking.
Well, pick number 108 to the Tampa Bay Lightning, center Benjamin Rautiainen. See, Benjamin throws me off because Rautiainen would say Finnish. Benjamin doesn't sound Finnish, though.
Made poutine with smile fries. Oh,
that could be good.
I could see that being good. We make smiley fries a lot. My kids love smiley fries.
Yeah, they're good.
Bro.
Dude.
Please tell me the bees aren't going insane and giving pasta to Panthers.
I don't even know how that would work. Just from a cap perspective, it would throw Florida completely out of whack. They can't keep everybody if they picked up pasta. They'd have to trade a major name. That's not happening.
Biscuits and gravy or sausage, egg, and cheese. Biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits
eggs
and gravy. Biscuits and gravy every time.
I don't eat eggs unless it's in like cookies.
I eat eggs, but I still biscuits and gravy. Brent Solomon, right winger, 109th to Detroit.
My favorite eggs are in cookies.
Utah's up next.
Otherwise, I don't eat them. Are you happy with what Vancouver has done so far?
Yeah, it's nice not trading out draft picks and actually picking up players. I think the Canucks have done well. Yegor Borikov drafted 110th by the Utah Mammoth. We're up to 110. This is how fast it can go.
Who do you predict moves before the July 1st deadline?
Predicting who is going to be like a 3-day rental is difficult.
Yeah.
I'll say Hurdle.
Savory oatmeal with runny fried egg on top.
Anything with a runny egg on top is a no-go for myself or for her.
I don't like oatmeal either. Unless it's in cookies.
Nope.
Then it's great.
Because we watch a lot of the cooking shows, and I know it's considered like, fancy
Ooh,
schmancy to have an egg that you can break over your food, but no thanks.
I don't do eggs. Nope.
No, we're not big fans. Mikkel Eriksson goes 111th overall, a center to the New York Rangers.
Poutine with waffle fries. I can see that working. I really like the Mary Brown has really good tater poutine, and that uses the potato wedges.
Yep.
That's really good.
Oh, that's delicious.
Their poutine's
Man, I haven't had Mary Brown's in a long time.
No, I don't. The eggs, I don't do eggs. No,
nope.
I don't do eggs.
Oh, cookies and cream oatmeal.
Oh, the dino eggs. That's the kind of oatmeal I get for the kids. That's their favorite.
Yeah, cookies and cream oatmeal is delicious. I used to do the oatmeal all the time.
I don't eat oatmeal. No.
Not
as a hot cereal. I don't.
I was poor and trying to raise a couple of kids, and oatmeal's a reasonably priced meal.
I like cream of wheat. I do not like oatmeal.
Cream of wheat's got to have brown sugar.
It's good.
I can't eat it without brown sugar.
It's good. Have you ever had St. Louis treat toasted? Oh, is it had a St. Louis treat toasted ravioli? Had baked ravioli.
That'd be similar.
Where they're kind of like crunchy on that.
Ravioli's delicious.
Like that? Is that what you mean? Yeah, oatmeal has never sounded good to me. Agreed. I don't. It's like slimy, sticky. I don't.
See, it's the texture for her. The textures. So anything that's got a texture like banana.
Toasted ravioli is deep fried. I have had those, like once.
I don't know if I've had those.
I have. It's yummy. You have to cook the raviolis and then you fry them, so then the outside's all nice and crispy.
I could see that being good.
Welcome to the Food Guide channel. This is how it goes when we live stream.
Every live
forever.
stream. Yep, that's how it works.
For the past less than 24 hours, and we've been live streaming for 8 hours.
I don't want to jinx it, but we're 2.5 hours in, still working. So I had to do the Windows updates. That's what it was.
Say it out loud.
I didn't want to say it out loud, but I figured,
Not sure if you have a good bagel place, but I worked at one in Florida, and we make cookies and cream cheese. I stuff it in a French toast to die for. That doesn't sound like something I can eat. That sounds like a lot of sugar. We don't have a bagel place. We don't have a bagel place. We don't have gelato
locally, and it makes me sad.
We don't have a bagel place. We have some good bakeries here, though.
We have to drive like 25 minutes to get gelato. It's not right. It's not right. There needs to be a gelato place. The old
computer is still dead. I cannot get it to turn on even. I tried.
Did you try this morning?
I did. I thought maybe if we let it sit and cool down a bit, we'd be able to get it to turn on.
Nah. That computer's been trying to die for years.
Not doing a thing.
I've said some words to that computer. This is a better quality computer. That's the odd part.
So, music talk. What's your favorite band or artist?
Right now, The Warning.
My very, very ultimate favorite is Tool.
Rammstein.
Second favorite would have to be 3 Days Grace.
Tool.
Yeah, I really like Rammstein, Korn.
It's one of the reasons we started dating. We had similar
Motionless
music
in White. Not Greta Van Fleet.
I already have Zeppelin. I went out
Greta
and bought. In fact, the last time we had this live stream, I realized I haven't listened to some Zeppelin songs in a long time, and I'm not sure where those CDs went. So I got Zeppelin 3, which is the best Zeppelin album, and their double disc greatest hits. So I've got Zeppelin. I don't need Greta Van Fleet.
Yvonne's is Bon Jovi. I really don't like any of the hair metals.
Can you tell me what is that name right there? What is that?
Elias Magomedsultanov. You're welcome.
What Magomed
I feel
Sultanov?
bad that I pronounce people's
Elias
names so bad.
Magomed Sultanov.
I don't have a name on the back of my jersey.
I hope he makes it to the NHL because I want to hear announcers trying to stumble over that name.
I miss the old PC. So many good memories.
It is. I like that PC. It worked really well.
Nice. Love Danny Carey. Danny Carey is awesome.
Danny Carey's a great guy.
My first Tool concert that I went to, because I've seen Tool a number of times, it was at one of those theater concert venues, and Danny Carey came and sat right in front of me for the opening band. And I did not say a thing to him. I just let him enjoy his concert. And after he left, a guy across the aisle was like, "Oh my gosh, was that Danny Carey?" Like, it was. So yeah, that's my Danny Carey story. Danny Carey is a national treasure.
Agreed.
We've seen lots of concerts. We're big fans of live music.
Now they're flying through these picks. They're up to 117. David Lewandowski, left wing to the Oilers. This is where, when I was trying to keep up on a big board, I was completely lost.
Till Lindemann was good 2 weeks ago. Oh, his new music.
Till Lindemann's new songs are great.
Yeah.
Till's new songs sound very Rammstein, and they're really good. The videos are disturbing.
But
someone needs to tell them to scale it back a little bit.
Of course,
a little bit.
They're always, but really good. I was telling the kids how fun it is that a lot of the bands and musicians that I listened to in the late 90s, early 2000s, they're still coming out with music. And I had to break it to Gabriel. I'm really sorry. The musicians you listen to now will not still be making albums and doing live concerts when you are in your 40s, because they're all people that I listened to when I was in my teens and early 20s.
118th overall defenseman, Linus Funk. F-U-N-C-K. Funk.
There you go.
Go Funker. That's a great name. Linus Funk.
Love a lot of music, but for nostalgic reasons, love Black Sabbath. Is Yvonne getting a Mrs. Hockey Guy jersey?
I've never really thought about getting her a jersey. She doesn't wear any of the Hockey Guy ones, so it'd be weird to get her. I don't know where she'd wear it.
Thoughts on Deftones? I like Deftones.
I called them the Def ones because it drives her insane.
Right? Oh.
Say, hey, the Def ones. You like them.
Deftones are great. They're another one of those that I've listened to for a very long time.
Very deft.
That's not.
That means
Are you
smart.
still going to create a Hockey Guy jersey? Yes.
That's the plan.
We're
opening the new store on July 1st, as is at this point in time. We've got a bunch of new stuff. I'll have samples. I think tomorrow's the deadline for me to get those. And so we're opening a new store, and there's going to be some fun stuff on there. And eventually we will work on getting a jersey designed and put out for fun people on the internet.
Fourth Wall helping us with that.
Yeah.
Because that's something people have been asking about.
So it is on the way. It is going to happen. There will be a Hockey Guy jersey.
We're going to Europe in August, like August 17th, I think is when we fly. So we land in on the 18th. We're just going to be in Paris, and then we're going to take the Eurostar and go to London for a day.
Absolutely. Yep.
I know we would love to go to more places in Europe, but we can only squeeze in so much in a week, and we will definitely be squeezing in a lot of stuff. We don't do relaxing holidays.
Yeah.
We do holidays that we've got to exercise to get in shape for going on holiday.
Player I need to see making the PWHL, just by her name's Jules Constantinople. I'm imagining her name was Istanbul at one point, right? And then they changed it to Constantinople? Because it was Istanbul, not Constantinople.
Okay. Greatest Canadian group or artist: Rush, Neil Young, Joni Mitchell, or Loverboy. I would pick none of those, but
Alanis Morissette's on a world tour, which seems to be skipping Canada for the most part, and I don't like that because she's Canadian.
Why do they always call them world tours and be just in the States?
She's got one date in Canada.
Is it in Toronto?
It doesn't look like it.
Where is it then?
I don't know. It's somewhere. I think it's a festival. I think she's playing a festival.
Okay. Is it outside of Toronto?
I don't know.
Usually, if there's one,
I'm just sad because Alanis Morissette would be on my list of people that I'd like to see live.
She's great.
Alanis is fantastic. Caden Harrington goes 120th to LA, defenseman.
Shannon is a dork. Agreed. My favorite Canadian band is definitely 3 Days Grace, but they're one of my favorite bands ever. So, yeah.
I've seen 3 Days Grace live 3 times now, so they're very good.
They're awesome live.
Always a great show.
We have seen Weird Al. We've gone to a Weird Al concert. That was fun.
That's the one that I got us tickets to Weird Al while I was being disappointed by Marilyn Manson.
Oh, yeah.
So while Marilyn Manson was up on stage drunk and forgetting stuff and
so bad. But I've seen him
between songs was getting
longer. I've seen
Marilyn
Manson live since then, and he was significantly better because he was.
But during that concert, I was like, this is so disappointing. And I bought tickets to Weird Al because we had been going back and forth on whether or not we were going to see Weird Al.
It's against rules to get a walrus as a goalie. I remember that. We haven't seen Rise Against live. No.
Mm-mm.
We've seen a whole lot of bands. So.
And someday
Brian Adams is Canadian. He is from the Vancouver area.
Yes.
So that's super fun. I'm not a huge Tragically Hip fan. I can appreciate their songs, but that's not the type of music.
And I really wish Rage. The one band I'd love to see do a tour.
Yeah.
Have a chance. Rage.
My 18-year-old who really likes coming to live music with us as well asked me, so what bands do we have left that I have not got to see live that I would really like to? Korn. We've got tickets.
We're going to Baby Metal.
Be Rage Against the Machine. That's my other one that I really, really would like to see live that I haven't. It's most of my other. Oh, and Motionless in White. Wait, I haven't seen them either.
I saw them.
So
they
that would
opened for Slipknot
be really fun.
Many years back.
Like all my other favorite bands, I think I've seen everybody. It'd be cool if Silverchair, but they haven't performed in a very, very, very long time. So that wouldn't ever happen.
Carter Klippenstein, 123rd center to the Minnesota Wild.
Guns N' Roses is touring in Europe now.
Nah. I've never been a Guns N' Roses fan.
I don't like that type of music at all.
I've talked to people who've had negative experiences seeing them live too. So they're on the list of there's certain bands I don't have an interest to see live. Motley Crue would be on that list.
You only ever listened to Diorama? What? Like you haven't listened to Frog Stomp at all? Even about Neon Ballroom? That one's really fun too. I really like Silverchair, but they haven't been performing in a very, very.
What do you think of Sleep Token?
I don't
get it.
I don't. They're so boring.
I don't get it.
I don't understand.
Because I turned to her and I said, "This doesn't sound metal. Why is it on the metal channel?"
It's not. I've tried listening to different songs, and it's just
it's not for me.
Nah. Sleep Theory though.
They're good.
Really fun.
They're good.
And we get to see them. Not you. You're not going to that one. I'm taking the kids. I like them. They're really fun. And I get to see them live. So that'll be
Who are they opening for?
They're opening for Papa Roach.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to Papa Roach.
It's Papa Roach, Sleep Theory, and crap. It's somebody else that I think will be really fun. Another band that I thought was really fun and would be really cool to see.
But at least we get to see you get to see Tea Party with me, so
yeah,
be so happy.
Well, I think that'll be a fun concert. I think they'll be fun live. Yeah, I'm sure they'll be fun live.
And then Hailstorm and Lindsey Sterling, and like I said in yesterday's live stream, I can't believe that Apocalyptica is not being promoted so much, and they're just kind of with Apocalyptica. Are you kidding? Apocalyptica kicks ass. They should be totally getting talked about a lot. Wait, Jimmy Lombardi's drafted by the Kings. Is that any relation? Center.
I really don't like Guns N' Roses.
No,
I really don't.
I wouldn't see them live.
I do not. Oh, I'm
There's
sure
a couple of
Dropkick Murphys would be super fun.
Oh, Dropkick Murphys.
That would be an awesome show.
But Guns N' Roses. I like a few of their songs, but I wouldn't go to their concert.
I don't like any of their songs. Saw Ghost around 2011, first tour of US. That
Ghost,
was a lot of
amazing.
Fun. We saw them. Was that 2021? That was our first concert after the pandemic.
Yep. Yeah, it was great.
That was really good.
And it's good we saw when we did
Pacific
because
Coliseum.
Yep. And if they came now, all of the kids would want to go to that.
Yeah.
So,
oh, yeah. They really, really want to go to Ghost.
Brandon Gorzinski drafted 126th overall, a center by Dallas.
Saw Diana Ross and the Supremes live before they broke up. Well, are you guys going to Creed? No.
Mm-mm.
No. I don't like Creed.
Why would I go to a concert where I'm going to boo the guys on stage?
Really don't like Creed. I don't like Creed.
No. Creed.
Five Finger Death Punch. That was our first date.
First date was Five Finger Death Punch.
Was Papa Roach.
6 a.m.
And Ashes to New.
Ashes to New was fantastic.
So fun. 6 a.m. was awful.
6 a.m. was where you and I started to bond in person.
Yes, because it was just so bad.
We were both kind of chuckling at
things.
An
REM reunion. I would be there so fast. I would love that. I like REM. I like REM, Our Lady Peace. That's the same feeling.
Yeah, Our Lady Peace is her stuff more than mine. Yep. I'm not a big Our Lady Peace fan.
I like Our Lady Peace. 311, that was my very first concert I ever went to, was 311 and Incubus opened. So, yeah.
My first concert, I guess,
would be... idea of what music I listen to.
My grad was played by 5440. So I guess that's the closest to my first concert. 5440 was very loud. I ended up going out into the concourse in the arena because it was just too loud. I wasn't a fan.
I wear earplugs, so...
And when 5440 is really loud, all of their songs sound the same.
Oh, it's awful.
I had no idea that all of their songs had the same kind of percussion. And I was like, is that the song I'm waiting for? Nope. Is that? Nope. Is that? Wow, all their songs sound the same.
Goo Goo Dolls and No Doubt was my first concert. Oh my goodness. That would have been fun. Bush, I've seen Bush live.
Bush, yeah. Gavin.
So good. But I really like Bush.
Gavin really
live
just
way
is
better than
goofy.
I thought. Yep, it was great. His goofy dancing, fantastic. Super fun. Yep, I like Bush. First concert, Sum 41 with Alkane Trio opening. 311 still hits. I think we're the same age, Yvonne. I'm getting kind of clues of how old I am by what I listen to.
See, and then for me, I mean, it's more of the hair metal and so that's where the age difference shows up between the two of us is in music. When you dive deep into the music that we really connect to, for me, it's a lot of the 80s stuff, and for her, it's the 90s.
Yeah, I don't. So, a lot of the 80s, I didn't really listen to. I wasn't old enough. Yeah, 311 Live was really, really fun. So I still like 311. I still have quite a few of their albums.
Florida drafts 128th. They get left winger Shea Bush. Did he not know he could be a NASCAR driver?
Right. Yeah.
Because that to me, that's Skillet. NASCAR.
I have.
She likes Skillet.
I used to like them a lot more than I do now.
Skillet, Helmet, all the other hits.
No. Linkin Park, Chris Cornell was my first concert. What? That's awesome. We're seeing Linkin Park. I've seen Linkin Park before. They were with a tour. I forget.
I'm floored.
I mentioned this before.
I'm floored at how many good bands are coming over the next few months.
So many. We have so many bands coming. But I've seen Linkin Park. They did a show with Metallica, Limp Bizkit, and somebody else. Again, you can tell what year I was listening to that. That was a really fun concert. I had to drive down to Seattle for that. It was at their football place, whatever it's called. Okay. Football stadium in Seattle I had to go to for that one. Yeah. And we get to go see Linkin Park later this year. But there are a ton of bands coming to Vancouver this year, which is awesome because they're making up for bands not coming to Vancouver for years. And they're all making up for it at once. So we're having to decide which bands to go to. We have later, is it in October that I've got a concert I'm going to on Tuesday that I'm taking the kids, and then I've got a concert on Wednesday that I'm going to with Shannon.
Yeah, because the day after we're doing the tea party.
Oh, Weezer and Foo Fighters. I'm not a big Foo Fighter fan, but I do really like Weezer, and we've seen Weezer. We saw them last year when they came. Let me see.
Detroit and Anaheim Ducks. There's Ducks. See, people have never seen me put together a news video.
First concert I went to was St. Sonia, Alter Bridge, Breaking Benjamin, and Disturbed. Was amazing. That would be fun. We've seen Breaking Benjamin, and we've seen them.
We saw them in.
We've seen them twice.
Spokane.
We saw them in Seattle, and then we went to a concert in Spokane, which was super duper weird. And they were not good live for either of those shows. Their volume was off. Like their balance wasn't good.
I had the same problem with Bullet for my Valentine.
Neither of those concerts were good. Weezer is great. I do really like Weezer. I really like Weezer. I have so many Weezer albums. They've made so many. But they're another one that I've been listening to since high school.
That's pretty good trade both ways, I
think. No Foo Fighter.
What were you trying to say there?
It's not slander. I'm just saying I'm not a big Foo Fighter.
Foo Fighters are okay. I'm not a huge Foo Fighters fan. I definitely prefer them
over
Nirvana.
Weezer album?
Well, we saw the Blue album live.
Yeah, but I really like the Black album. Yeah, Van Weezer's fun too.
Yeah, really it's too bad they didn't perform any of that when we saw
My favorite has to be the Black album though. Root Canal are going to a Dave Matthews concert.
How long's the Root Canal?
Oh man. Nirvana slander. I don't have any Nirvana slander.
I never liked Nirvana. I used to call them Nirvana when I was in high school.
I think part of that's our bit of age difference right there. It's
the friends of mine like Nirvana. I didn't.
Yeah, we're only 8 years apart, but in music years, that's quite a bit. How long's the Root Canal? Thoughts on Marner to Vegas?
Yeah, it looks like that's going to happen somehow, some way. The tricky part is finding the cap space without weakening your lineup. Marner's going to fit in really well there, though.
Oh, wow. Seeing Bee Gees, Billy Idol, Village People, Queen, Orchestral Maneuvers, In the Dark, and Aha in concert. Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd watch OMD live. I'd still watch OMD live. Actually, I think they're touring. I think I remember seeing that somewhere.
How can Shannon handwrite this beautiful? In the beginning, I thought Ivy wrote the notes. Who's Ivy? You can tell when I write on the boards. I do write every once in a while. Like on those nights that there's a lot of games, you can tell when it's my handwriting over Shannon's.
Pittsburgh Penguins at 30 draft a center named Ryan Miller. Probably not related.
How about Flaming Lips?
Saw them live.
They're
opening
fun.
For Weezer. That's why I went to the Weezer concert. I had to see Flaming Lips.
Yeah, it was Weezer and Flaming Lips. It was fun. Great. Grateful Dead concert or a 12-hour prostate exam? Grateful Dead. I would go to a Grateful Dead concert.
That'd be interesting.
I would absolutely go to Grateful Dead.
Might be the only solo one there.
True.
Where is it? There it is.
Does Cena lose to Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam? Assume he beats CM Punk.
I do think it'll be Cody Rhodes. I think what they're setting up is a double switch. I think Cody goes into the match as the face, Cena the heel, and by the time the match is done, they've switched spots.
Blondie are great live. Oh,
Blondie would be
so
fantastic.
Fun. She's coming to the PNE, but isn't that one that it just doesn't work for when that concert is?
I think so.
That's at the same time as something.
You got 180? Not yet.
Yeah, Blondie's be pretty rad live. Agreed. That would be
really
fun.
If I could hear Atomic live, that'd be amazing.
That'd be fun. Oh, Nickelback live. I would love to see Nickelback live, but their concerts are always really expensive.
True.
And it has to be like one of my favorite bands for me to pay that much for a concert, because they came to, weren't they in Vancouver a few months ago? And the kids really wanted to go too. And I just couldn't justify the cost of the tickets. They were more than most tickets are.
Yeah, I've never done this on camera before. It's never been a thing.
Oh, I've seen Nickelback twice. They're fantastic live.
They would be.
No doubt. But I do really like Nickelback, and I know people like to talk about how they don't like Nickelback. Then you're not listening. I like Nickelback, and I like their new albums too. I think they've got better with age. 5440 or colonoscopy.
I mean, I've already had the experience of 5440, so I guess I try a new experience. Okay, Buffalo and the Penguins. This is nice. I'm not having to use the same logo.
Nickelback was a good show, but don't see them at the Saddle Dome. Horrible sound projection in there.
Yeah, that's why they're getting rid of the Saddle Dome. Part of the reason artists don't go to the Saddle Dome now.
That makes sense. Interesting. I never thought about that.
This is backwards. Why did they do this backwards? This is throwing me off. See, and then I'll write it the way they've got it written, and then people, you got that backwards.
Would you ever go to see AC/DC live?
Yeah, we had a chance, but
I'd see him.
It was the timing didn't work. They were BC Place, and they had Pretty Reckless open for them. I want to see Pretty Reckless.
Ghost is the best live band I've seen. They were really fun live.
I'm gonna get it backwards.
I'm trying to think who's the best live we've seen.
Rammstein.
Oh yeah, true. Why didn't I not just immediately think of that? I would say Rammstein.
Rammstein and then Slipknot.
I would disagree on Slipknot.
You would be wrong.
You've seen Slipknot twice. I've seen Slipknot once. For me, the Slipknot was too loud and not balanced properly. It wasn't horrible compared to like Breaking Benjamin bad. That was the worst, where you couldn't even tell what songs they were.
Yeah.
But it wasn't quite right. Tool would have to be up there for live bands. Metallica was really good live too. I'm so excited to see Korn. That'll be so fun. When I saw Ghost, Papa was still in the Satanic Pope outfit. He was actually really funny on stage. He is funny. Agreed. Worst live band you've seen. 6 a.m. has to be up there. Yeah, Breaking Benjamin the balance was so bad you couldn't even tell what songs they were singing. Marilyn Manson was so drunk he was forgetting words, was stumbling around, and they would turn off the lights between songs and the lights would stay off for 5 minutes. Yep. So that was pretty bad. Oh, was it Red Hot Chili Peppers? No, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm not a fan of. Crap. Who did we see that the guy was forgetting the lyrics to his songs?
Cult.
Forgetting the words to the songs. So I'm not sure what the deal was there. So that wasn't that great.
And I've heard that I talked about that in an Entertainment Guy video, and apparently it's not the only time he's done that.
I'm trying to think. I think so. Those are my worst. I've seen some really amazing concerts, though. Yeah. Can Vancouver please switch to the Abbey Canucks goal horn? Vancouver goal horn doesn't work right now. It's not. Would you rather the Canucks win one cup but relocate to Arizona shortly after, or the Canucks be profitable and never leave Vancouver, but they don't win a cup? I think that's kind of what they are now.
I'd rather they win a cup and move than not win one at all.
You've heard Puddle of Mud is Bad Life? I have never heard
I've
that.
heard that.
Really? I like Puddle of Mud.
I've heard that. Again, it's the lead singer, and it depends on the mood he's in. I've heard that it depends on the mood he's in at any point in time.
Megadeth or Metallica? Metallica.
It's
no
not
question.
Close. Not close.
No question. Saw Lord live, was totally shown up by the opening act, which was Tove Stark. I'm not familiar. Swedish pop stars are legit. They have some good music from Sweden. Yeah. Anthrax or Slayer? No
thanks.
My thing.
No, thank you. I appreciate the offer, but no, thank you.
We have seen Rammstein. I've seen them twice. Shannon's seen them 3 times. We flew. 4 times. That's right. 4 times, because you saw him in Alberta too. We flew down to LA so that we could see them, because they weren't coming anywhere near here. That is the farthest we have ever traveled for a concert.
My
by
farthest
far.
would be Abbotsford.
And the plane was full of people that were also flying to go see Rammstein. So that was kind of fun.
All right. I'm all caught up on the trade side of things for now. Not getting into the picks trades. Those go on forever. Yep. The
Ringo
Vegas
Starr was also not great.
They're discussing a sign and trade between Vegas and Toronto for Mitch Marner.
Do we listen to Tool?
Usually.
Tool is my most favorite band ever.
Tool's one of the most listened to.
The band that I have seen live more than any other band. Yes, we listen to Tool.
Alexis Matthew, defenseman, goes 136th to Anaheim. We're all the way up to 136.
Do I get some tea in that purple? Oh, pumpkin mug. I do have tea in my pumpkin mug. That's what I'm drinking. My tea. Isn't he cute? He's cute.
So now what I'll do before I actually put the video together, I'll get all the stats on here, their contract situation, and that. And then one thing I obsess on before I do a video, if I start a video, my OCD takes over because these magnets are not in good order. So I will actually do a different take. I will stop and start over because it drives me nuts when the magnets aren't in the right spots and they're not lined up correctly. It looks messy and I don't like it.
Everyone, all these metal bands, me, so Taylor Swift. Shannon pointed out a Taylor Swift song to me at the hockey game the other night because I don't know Taylor Swift. Sorry.
I regularly point out songs that Yvonne doesn't know that I do. The funny thing is,
I don't know
when
pop
it's
music.
a song she's never heard and I'm singing along to it.
Oh yeah, and I'll be like, "How do you know this? How is this a song you've heard before?" Shannon,
what? It's
mind your hands.
My hands are
it
grabbing
wasn't
magnets.
Shake It Off. That's the one Taylor Swift song that I know is Taylor Swift. It was something else.
I think it was that Taylor Story. I think it was that one.
I don't listen to pop music.
That one, she wears short skirts.
Oh, how do you feel about Maynard Keenan's other bands, Perfect Circle and Pussifer?
We saw Perfect
them.
Circle.
I've seen Perfect Circle twice. The first time I saw him, that would be my middle son's first concert because I was pregnant when I went to that concert.
Okay, so Nick Raw to Toronto?
Would love to see Pussifer live because they have some really good songs. Do you like Ministry? Yes.
I keep missing Ministry.
I know.
If Ministry's watching, please schedule around my schedule a little bit. Al, you're my hero. I need to see you guys live, especially that the new one too they have. I'd do anything for you. The video is so funny. Like, Ministry doesn't take themselves seriously for 2 seconds. And them doing throwbacks to their old pop music is great.
So funny. Yep.
It's great because they started out as a pop band, like Euro pop, and didn't hit, so they went metal, and it worked really well.
They're another one that I've listened to since I was a teenager. I started listening to Ministry when I was 15, and
See,
on my Walkman.
I wasn't a huge fan of Ministry. I don't know why. I had goofy ears, I guess, at the time. But the first time I heard NWO, I was like, okay, this song's awesome.
Yep,
This song's
Ministry
great.
A lot.
I admit, like, NWO did it for me.
Dream Theater or Incubus? We're going to disagree on this one.
Dream Theater.
Incubus.
I have a Dream Theater album. She listens.
I knew we would be opposites on that one.
Yep.
Where's the Love for Mudvayne or Seven Dust? Both amazing live. I'm sure they would be. I've never seen either live, but I do like both of those.
The song Happy is just amazing. They're awfully angry considering the song's called Happy. I don't think they know what happy is, but it's still a great song.
Okay, got that one. Leafs looking to trade Marner.
Yep, I'm watching on social media. So, oh, that kid's hair! Look at that kid's hair.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So it's like a mullet, but it's shaved here, just
it's
here.
Really poofy. Poofy.
Like, we suffered through the mullet in the 80s, so the generations after us didn't have to. We went through that. We understood how stupid we looked, so that people would just not have mullets anymore. Our suffering was for nothing.
The only Ministry song I know is New World Order, which I remember being featured in a Labatt Maximum Ice Beer commercial in the 1990s.
The best song of theirs to me
Ministry.
Personally is Breathe.
Oh, that song is good.
Breathe is just absolutely amazing. And live. The live version of Breathe is just 3 minutes of drums at the start, and I'm good with that. It's absolutely amazing. Fantastic.
Here's
song.
An important question. Did you have a mullet, Shannon?
I did.
Totally did.
She's seen it.
I've seen the picture. I've seen it.
She's seen my grad pictures.
Rammstein would be an incredible concert. It is.
It is 4 times.
Yep.
And 3 times the opening act was performing Rammstein songs.
Yeah. I forget the name.
Duo Jedekok.
Yes, there you go. Remembered the
They
duo
did the piano versions, and
so good.
Here in Vancouver,
Angle was great.
Here in Vancouver was Joe Letts DJing the opening of Rammstein. He's the drummer from Combi Christ, and he's really good friends with the band. Combi Christ was the opening act for them in Edmonton. Combi Christ is amazing.
Have you guys
Absolutely
seen
fantastic.
Smashing Pumpkins? No, that would be fun though.
But if you get a chance to see Combi Christ, do it.
Mullets are cool as hell, honestly. No, they're not. Wouldn't
Just,
mind seeing them make a comeback. They have made a comeback.
They have. All these
They're
kids have
so
mullets.
comeback. And all the hockey boys use mullets.
With the reality shows we watch, a guy comes into Love Island.
Player.
And
I'm from Toronto. Yep, called it.
Yep. He comes in and I looked at his hair, I looked at his mustache and everything. I said, that guy's a hockey player. And the voiceover from Toronto, now living in LA. There you go. He's from Toronto.
Called it.
Hockey player. And so when the girls are like, so what do you do? And I'm like, just tell them you play hockey. We know you play hockey. I can see the hair.
Oh, Nightwish fans. Yes. I like Nightwish.
I mean, I love Apocalyptica. I can't love Apocalyptica and not love Nightwish.
Yep.
It's just wrong.
Yeah, kids love mullets these days.
Epica's good too. I would love to see Epica live.
Can't have Taylor Swift mentioned with no mention of Prince, the greatest ever. Rest in peace.
I was listening to Sheena Easton's Sugar Walls last night, which was a song written by Prince. He worked with Sheena Easton a few times. A forgotten pop princess who was honestly fantastic.
Mullets are the perfect hockey haircuts because of the helmets.
That is part of the reason that they existed, but it doesn't work.
Oh, can't think about Nightwish without thinking about RuneScape. Bunch of fun bands. What is your favorite Combi Christ song? This is where I'm awful because I don't ever remember song names.
What the bleep is wrong with you is probably my favorite. Because I may sing that at times when I'm dealing with somebody who's really irritating. I used to sing that at my old job under my breath when everybody was mad. One of those days where it's forced overtime and everybody's just grumbling. I mean, and I could hum that to myself, knowing nobody else knew what song that was. Nobody had a clue what I was singing to myself. As long as I didn't say the words out loud, I was good.
Had a mullet in the mid 80s in high school. There you go.
I had a mullet, and then I look back at myself now and I go, that was a mistake.
You seeing that when the Canucks get blown out of their own arena?
No, I'm more introspective when that goes on with the Canucks, and I'm more likely to be kind of angry.
Have you guys ever seen famous people in person? Saw Vince Vaughn to Disneyland once.
Not really.
We're friends with Michael Bublé. Does that count?
Oh, okay.
We've
See, I don't think of that.
We've played hockey with him at his house.
I just think of him
several
as Mike.
times.
I just think
right,
of him
I
as
know. But then
so when people
like,
ask me, I'm like, not really. What about Mike? Well, I guess if Mike counts.
I have the funniest video where he took my phone and he made a video of him yelling at Shannon. And it's still my mom's favorite video ever.
Mike's a good guy.
She every once in a while.
Yeah, Mike's a good guy.
Like that video with Michael Bublé and Shannon.
He loves the game. He loves the Canucks. He will talk Canucks for hours.
He knows we don't listen to his music.
He doesn't listen to the music we listen to either. So it balances out that way.
Mm-hmm.
Addy Yoki drafted by the Dallas Stars at 146th. I hope he makes it. I imagine it's Addy, or is it at Yoki?
Was Michael Bublé on mushrooms during the awards last year? He was given a microdose, but it was a little more
than he thought it was going to be.
Yeah, he didn't know how much the microdose was.
You don't know until they hit. You don't know until they hit, and it takes a little while.
It can depend on how much you eat or what you eat. Yeah,
I'm just glad he wasn't throwing up, because
he felt kind of bad.
When those hit, you kind of want to throw up. So, not that I have any experience.
Would you ever consider going to a Gwar concert? They'll be in Vancouver in October.
I showed her that last night.
Oh my gosh, that would be so fun.
Gabriel will really want to go to a Gwar concert.
But it's right before Halloween. And our son always helps run haunted houses.
I think he'd rather go to Gwar
before Halloween. So I don't know if maybe he can get a night off, because Gwar would be so fun.
And Helmet's open for them. Helmet's
that
good
would be so fun. I want to go see Gwar.
I won't be able to see Gwar. I'm already booked for a concert
so many
during
concerts.
the season. So
I really want to go see Gwar. If Gabriel can't go, I might just have to go by myself.
Because I have to go see Lizzie.
I don't have
Hale.
friends that listen to the same music.
Like Hailstorm is just, I have to see Lizzie. We've already seen her 3 times. I need to see Lizzie again.
Gwar is a fun show for sure. See, I want to go. I want to see Gwar. I need friends that listen to music. I need friends. I know.
Don't look at me. I don't have any
Why put
either.
that qualifier on there? I need friends that listen to music, because I'm not a huge fan of going to concerts by myself. No. I have a few times.
I'm sorry.
Because I do really like seeing live music. But that would feel kind of weird going to Gwar by myself. Where is that one at? I forget where that
Vogue
show
Theater.
is
in Vancouver.
Hate parking over there.
What did we see at the Vogue?
Parking over there.
I don't remember what we saw at the Vogue.
Was that Trivium?
I think so. I think it was Trivium. It's so amazing how many bands I've seen.
Those. See,
I don't really have any myself. Like there's a friend of mine I see at the arena, and if I talk to Kimber, I sat behind him during the celebration the other night, and we still joke around, but we don't really contact each other outside of that.
Somebody else wants to see Gwar. See, I want to go see Gwar. So, I don't think it's that unusual for people our age to not really have friends, though.
It's not unusual to fall in love with anyone.
So we don't have those. We don't have work friends, which
is not unusual. could happen at any time.
Are you gonna do the whole song or
What
just
song?
a part of the song?
Is that a song? That's bizarre.
The fact Grubar still gets money is criminal.
Gets a lot.
It's not apparently not getting bought out.
Career video requests: Mike Smith and James Neal. Yeah, those are ones I can do. Do I have a working?
I know
pen?
we do have YouTube friends. That is true.
Yeah,
we
do the meetups, and I do
pen?
consider myself to be friends with some of the guys from the meetups, but it's different. Like I've explained to people that like there's like the friends I had before I was the hockey guy, and since I've been the hockey guy, and it's a little different.
It is. We've done stuff with. We've done non-hockey stuff with people that we met through.
Yeah. What was the other one on it? And I'm trying to write it down. James Neal. Right. James Neal. Yeah, I can do that.
Went to a Ministry concert by myself. Had an awesome time. I went to an Everclear concert by myself.
I kind of sat at the last concert we went to by myself. 3 days grace.
You had your own
I was
seat.
on the floor
I sat with the kids
because I didn't know whether or not we'd be able to go. I'd be able to go because of the Stanley Cup playoffs. But since there was no Game 7, I got to go see 3 days grace. Thanks, Oilers, for not forcing a Game 7.
I'm glad it's priced last year of sucking up $10.5 million. Another tragedy of an almost lost career.
That's a lot of money for Price. That's why he didn't retire.
Another player named Brian Miller was drafted this year, but not Canucks ex-goalie.
Nope. And I would imagine not related either. Very likely not related.
Career videos are my favorite. Last thing I went to alone was a bad Seth Rogen Christmas movie. That was not a wise decision. Okay. Seth Rogen.
I've gone to Christmas
movie.
Not Christmas. I've gone to movies and regretted it. Way back in the day when Showgirls was in the theater. I thought it would be funny to go see it. And then like there were like 8 people in the theater, including myself, I think. And all of us are dudes. And
of course.
I was like, some of these guys look really sketchy. So
of course it was.
Am I a sketchy dude? Is that what's happening? Is that where I'm at? So I actually sunk down in my seat so nobody would know I was there. The movie was awful, but I didn't want to get up and leave because I was scared that I'd try to get up and leave and somebody yell out, "Hey, Shannon, how's it going?" Like so I just hid. I was just kind of like, "Oh my gosh, what am I doing at this movie's awful." Like I thought this is going to be a bad movie. I'm going to enjoy a bad movie, but it was so bad.
Oh man.
There were so many times in the movie where I was like, "Why is this happening? Oh my, why? Why did I do this?" Or there was the one time I thought I was going to see Lethal Weapon, and it was they had a movie theater on the Army base. So I go in, and I'm like, it's going to be Lethal Weapon. And the movie starts up, and it's Heartbreak Ridge, starring Clint Eastwood, and I'm like, I guess I'm watching Heartbreak Ridge. I thought this was going to be Lethal Weapon. I even bought a ticket for Lethal Weapon. I guess it's Heartbreak Ridge. Nobody else moved either. So
like,
guess we're watching Clint Eastwood. Cool.
Do you like the most silliest sitcom, Married with Children? No. No. I don't find a bunch of sexist jokes funny. Weird thing. No. I
think I've identified more with Al as I've gotten older. In some areas, no. But some of the things that he says to this day, if I'm watching an episode, I laugh at.
Me and my mom are planning to go see Papa Roach in Kelowna in September.
It's really good. That'll be a really good concert. Don't drop him on his head when he's doing the crowd surfing. Abbotsford almost did.
I'm going to Papa Roach. I'm taking the kids. Shannon can't go to that one, but I'm taking the kids. That's the one that I have that concert one day. And then the tea party the next day.
So you're watching some good Canadian. Isn't there a Canadian band on the Papa Roach ticket as well?
I can't remember who the third band is. That's the one that is Papa Roach, Sleep Theory.
Okay, so maybe not.
And I forget who the third is, but they're also really fun. Crap, I forget who it is, but they're all 3 bands that will be really fun live.
That'll be a fun concert. Okay. Anyways, we should get going because
somebody asking why are you?
We've been on here for.
We've been doing like, gosh. Crap, 8 hours of live streams in less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't you worry.
Live
you
stream
guys
quota
will-
is met at this point. So, but anyways,
we are going to corn. Yes. Woohoo!
Yep.
We're
I'll be
going to
talking about
Corn.
on the entertainment guy. I'll be doing a video
We're
on
going
which
to
concerts we're
Lincoln
going to.
Park. We're going to Baby Metal.
Baby Metal's in a couple of weeks.
What else? And then we've got the Papa Roach. You're not going to. I'm going to Papa
Nope.
Roach. My 18-year-old really wants to go to the festival. It's in Vancouver and out on the island. We'll probably go to the island that has
For
Dead South.
Yeah.
Somebody says Baby Metal is really good live.
Oh,
I'm
they'd have to
sure.
be.
But yeah, we've been doing tons and tons of live streams. You guys will get your fill of hockey. Don't you worry.
I got to do this
down here. Shannon will do more videos.
Yep, I got to do this. I got to change out of this, change into something
hockey.
else.
I always wear earplugs at concerts. I always wear earplugs. I always have earplugs in my purse. I also wear earplugs at hockey games, so I always wear earplugs.
And this is the T-shirt I'm wearing underneath the jersey. Calder Cup MVP Shelovs, right there.
Oh, y'all should check out more independent artists in the area. Time constraints only allow us to see so many live bands, but we have actually seen quite a few smaller or independent. Pack 80.
Yes, Pack 80.
Pack
that's
80
what I was trying to
is
think
a small independent band.
They're fantastic.
That is really good, and we've seen them
excellent.
live twice.
They're excellent. I know they play in Vancouver. I really want to see Pack 80 again.
And they go to the island quite a bit too.
Yeah. They're bigger in Europe than they are over here.
Yeah,
but
they're
anyways,
so fun. So if you want to look up a fun local Vancouver band, Pack 80.
Yeah. They're really, really good.
A lot of good songs.
So, but anyways, I'll get going now. We'll do more live streams. We're into the summer now. So thank you guys so much.
A bunch of people know who Pack 80 is. Yay,
yeah,
they're
Pack
great.
80 is fantastic.
They're so fun. And we saw them at a really, really tiny venue.
And
once,
when they
were so funny.
When they were like, you guys called for the encore, we're gonna
hide
we're
behind
busy.
a curtain.
We're gonna hide. There was nowhere to hide, so they just go behind a curtain. So we could shout encore, and they pretended they were busy and distracted.
There really had to be like
it was great.
30 people there.
It was fantastic.
It was small. That was so fun.
Anyways, thanks for coming out. Greatly enjoyed this. The draft is now almost complete. I know they didn't show the whole thing on there, and you don't expect them to, but thanks guys for coming out. If you haven't already hit like and subscribe, please do. And this live stream went over 3 hours, meaning the computer's perfectly fine. I just had to do Windows updates, so I just tried to take a shortcut.
Tells you that you need to do a computer update.
Yeah,
that means do a computer update. Otherwise, the computer's going to tell you no.
Yeah, it just screws little things up. But anyways, thanks for coming out. And we will talk to you again soon.